Takes it right to the rim and flushes.
KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Dallas Cowboys season continued to spiral yesterday. They fall to 6-8-1 on the season following their 34-17 loss to the LA Chargers. Despite the season-long performance, owner and general manager Jerry Jones said he wouldn't make a change of defensive coordinator with 2 games to go, but would evaluate it in the offseason. Cowboys do have 2 games remaining on the schedule, including a date with the Commanders on Christmas Day. Stephen Jones says Dak Prescott will play.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's kind of a different, special kind of Monday, is it not? My goodness, it's Christmas week. That's right. We start off this week looking forward to Christmas Day on Thursday. I hope everybody's got their shopping done and all of that kind of stuff. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off, as does James Pledger. So, well, Edwin Hafner is here running the controls and doing the things. How you doing, Edwin?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm okay, doing all right. Little allergies going on or something, but, we'll get through it. It's nothing but a thing. And I think it's because it was a crazy weekend. For an old dude like me, I really just need to go home on the weekends and rest, right? That's what I need to do because what I did this weekend, I don't even know if I could have done in my 30s, to be totally honest with you. So I leave here Friday night. We, my wife and I, Maggie, have a date, if you will, with my daughter and son-in-law. So we go out to dinner, and then we're having a few drinks, and a few drinks turned into a few more drinks, and more drinks after that, and then a few more drinks after that. And well, it was a rough Saturday morning. Let's just put it that way. Got up with a little bit of a hangover. That was fine. If that would have been the end of it, I'd have been just fine the rest of the weekend. But then on Saturday night, as a lot of you know, and we appreciate all of you who live streamed with us on Saturday night at Jason Minix's house for the steak challenge, the 72-ounce steak challenge. And there were a lot of you rooting Pledge on to try to eat that 72-ounce steak. Now, if you were with us for the entire time, he didn't quite get through the entire steak. Gave it a pretty good effort. We kind of estimated that he ate about 50 ounces of that thing. 50 ounces. Now, think about that. That's pretty good. I don't think I could have done that. But having said that, he didn't get it done. And so you got to be a little disappointed with Pledge. But I think he's doing okay. I haven't heard from him since then, so I'm assuming he's okay, and he's trying to make it through and process that steak pretty good. I think the guy ate all his shrimp cocktail, all his salad. I think he even ate most of his potato. He just could not get through that steak, and it was a monster. Anybody that was watching that thing knows it was a monster for sure. So good job, Pledge, but that was a party. So we all stuck around. We were watching the football game, watched that incredible Chicago Bears comeback. That was incredible. And of course, there was the Beer Santa was there. So there was a lot of Flight by Yingling consumed that night. So as you might imagine, Sunday morning started out a little rough. But then Sunday morning, well, it was an early morning because had to get up early because it had to be at the hangar by 9:30. Talking about the airline hangar for a nice little private jet ride down to Jerry World to watch the Chargers destroy the Cowboys. Now it was a good good game in the first half, and then Schotty got out coached. Eberflus he did a little bit better job in the second half, and but it didn't matter. The Chargers won that thing. Cowboys were already listed as out of the playoffs anyway, so it didn't matter. But that was a fun day. And then obviously, when you go down on the private jet and you get there and you're in the place where the private jet owner has his seats and the restaurant and the bars open and all of that. So obviously there were a few more drinks consumed. Then I had to come home. We're home by 4:30 after the game. Plane lands 4:30. We're home. Had a birthday party dinner to go to last night. So it just didn't stop. It was nonstop from the time I left here on Friday afternoon at 6 o'clock until, I don't know, 11:30 last night. Just nonstop. So it was a great weekend, but there's some Mondays you look forward to a little bit better because now, you got the holidays coming up. You got all the stuff that you're doing, but I'm going to take this Monday and Tuesday to kind of dry out a little bit, get ready for the festivities that are going to be happening. But it was quite the weekend. I'm going to tell you. Had a chance to watch a lot of football, even though we were at the Cowboys game yesterday. Had a chance to watch a lot of football, and it was quite the week. Quite a few games. We're going to get into all of that in today's show. We got a lot to cover, by the way. And I got to mention, I'd be remiss if not to mention our San Antonio Spurs. My goodness, this team is about as hot as hell. 6 games in a row they've won. They're in second place in the Western Conference right now, and they've got a back-to-back with the Oklahoma City Thunder coming up. It is incredible what they're doing and how they're playing, but they are playing really well. And it's going to be interesting to see how they do with these 2 games back-to-back against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They still trail them, obviously, because they're the best team in the league. But the fact that they've passed Denver and into second place now in the Western Conference is pretty impressive. And all of this while Wemby is still on a minutes restriction, so to speak. So all of that kind of stuff is going to be interesting. And that James Pledger, by the way, everybody say hello to Pledge and congratulations to him. He's on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. If you're not there, you should go there. Like and subscribe said page. We'd appreciate that. It's a good place to go today because there's going to be a lot of comments about Pledge and how he did. And he's asking me, Pledge and I are going to play golf tomorrow. We've got a really weird schedule at the radio station this week and quite frankly, next. Pledge is just taking some time off, burning some vacation days that he's got. But tomorrow we've got college football bowl games on our air all day, so we won't have a show tomorrow. I'll be back, however, on Christmas Eve to kind of start Christmas with all of you fine folks and get your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off to a good start. But then obviously we're off on Christmas Day, and we've got college football on Friday. So that's kind of how the schedule goes here for the remainder of the week, just to let everybody know. And so it's kind of it's a good week, kind of a vacation week in a way for me. Minix is taking the week off. He'll work next week, kind of on a similar schedule, though. And so we're kind of getting a little bit of a break. And if you tune in this morning for the morning huddle, you know that those guys are off this week. And I think it's all network, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's off on the morning huddle except for me, obviously.
Except for you.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of sucks, Edwin.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got to come in here and hang out with me.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
I wanted to. I could have taken the week off, but I wanted to hang with my favorite Cardinals fan.
Well, I appreciate that, Edwin. You're a hell of a guy. You know that? You're a hell of a guy, and I'm glad to have you here. But, by the way, when I come back on Wednesday after I've kicked Pledge's ass again on the golf course, I'll let everybody know how that went. You know, already took him down once. I figure I'll take him down again tomorrow, and we'll go from there. No, but Pledge did a great job on the steak challenge, so we're very happy about that, and happy that he survived. Said he played golf yesterday, so I guess that's good. He processed that steak and got it down. Let me tell you something though, and again a shout out to our good friends at Tri-County Meat Market for providing that steak for us, and obviously to our friends at Flight by Yingling for providing all the beverages that they provided the other night for our little party. We kind of looked at it as a little Christmas party, everybody getting together, and we're happy that we had a lot of folks tune in to watch Pledge that night. And again, we appreciate all you guys for doing that. But it was kind of our version of a Christmas party, if you will. So that was a lot of fun. But that steak was fantastic. And I'll be honest with you. I was hoping Pledge wouldn't finish that steak because it was so good, or it looked so good, I had to try it. And it was like a bunch of vultures when Pledge was all done. He didn't quit. He just ran out of time. So, and that's the way that it goes. The hour ran out, but he still had a huge piece of steak left. And as that steak was taken back inside the Minix's house there, everybody, we were vultures all over that thing. It was flat out delicious. It was delicious. I'm going to tell you what. So Pledge at least got a nice dinner and a nice steak, and he should have been very happy with that. Although he didn't finish, and yeah, that's still a problem. I can't let him completely off the hook. I mean, the guy, he kind of let us down, did he not? We'll pat him on the back and say, good job, but I mean, come on, Pledge, you got to finish. I won't give you too hard of a time, Pledge. It's going to be okay. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to have to do something like that again because obviously you guys were interested, guys and gals out there interested. You wanted to watch this live stream, so we'll do something similar. I have to believe as we go on because I like including all of our listeners, viewers, and everything on kind of the stuff we do on the weekends. I think it's kind of cool because, we're really no different on the weekends than we are when we come in here every day. So it was nice to give everybody a little peek inside what we're doing. The Cowboys game was a lot of fun. It was sad if you're a Cowboys fan. It was packed yesterday. A lot of Chargers fans there. There were a heck of a lot of Chargers fans there. And obviously, it was the last home game for the Cowboys of the regular season. They're not in the playoffs. They're officially eliminated. But the Chargers played well. Justin Herbert played well, which pretty much every quarterback that's played against the Dallas defense has played well. Let's talk about that football game. We're going to hear from Dak Prescott, even Jerry Jones, talking a little bit about what's to come and how things are going to shake out. We'll do all of that when we continue. Wait. I missed the lead story. Trayvon Diggs told us how he got his concussion at home. We'll tell you how that happened when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. They're a local company, family-owned company, and they're absolutely the best in the business. And I know this, and you're going to know it too when I tell you this. They've been in business since 1983 here in San Antonio in South Texas. 1983, just think about that for a minute. You're in the roofing business, very competitive business, but you've been in business that long, which obviously means you stand behind your work, you do quality work, and, well, you do it right. You make sure that customer is satisfied. That's obviously what they do at Stevens Roofing. And now they've added solar to their repertoire. So if you've been thinking about doing solar panels on your house, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you need to remember. The number you need to remember is 210-785-0994. Look, they'll put a plan together for exactly what you want and how you want to do it. And they'll get it taken care of for you. If you think there is a problem with your roof, you want to get it checked out, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the name you need to remember. They'll send a crew out to your house. They'll inspect your roof. They'll do it for free. And they'll let you know if there's any problems and how they can take care of those problems. Stevens Roofing and Solar are the absolute best in the business. Give them a call, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Christmas Day at noon. The Cowboys are in Maryland, taking on the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. Pre-game at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The following is a dramatization. Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry. You called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth more.
You bet I'm worth more.
We completely agree. At GiveMeTheVIN.com, you are worth more, and your car's worth more. And we want to pay more for good cars at Give Me the VIN, because they are worth more, and so are you. And remember, if we don't beat a deal from Carvana or CarMax, we'll pay you $100. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Nuggets, nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts, and of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
Need last-minute gifts? J.Crew Factory has got you covered. Enjoy up to 60% off store-wide and shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll score our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Good job there, Edwin, with the Christmas music. Now, is that song, that's more of a Lethal Weapon or a Die Hard? I can't remember exactly what that was. And it always begs the question that is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I always said yeah, because
I think it is too.
Yeah, I do too, right? It's kind of one of those you associate with the Christmas season. And then in the first Lethal Weapon, the movie starts out where he's at a Christmas tree lot and he's, trying to do a drug deal undercover, but there's Christmas trees all over the place. You know what I'm talking about. So, I don't know. I'm not sure that's a Christmas movie, but Die Hard, yes. Absolutely. What do you guys think? Die Hard a Christmas movie, or is it not? You can comment on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page if you'd like. Go there, like and subscribe said page. You can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinigle210, or you can call the old-fashioned way. Do it that way. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. We are talking about Christmas movies and what is or what is not. We're also talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Again, Minix and I were up there yesterday. just a lot of fun. Whether you're a Cowboy fan or not, going to Jerry World is a lot of fun, and especially the way we go. It is a lot of fun. On a plane at 9:30 yesterday morning, at the stadium by 10:30. We left. There was a few ticks on the clock left, but the game was decided, so we're home by 4:30 yesterday afternoon. And it's just a lot of fun to go there. But the seats we have are so awesome because, and I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to be, braggadocious about this. I'm just letting you know the things that you can see. And the Cowboys were moving the ball at will in the first half. I mean, they were running the football. Dak was slinging it. They were making plays. And then they come out of the halftime locker room, and they can't do anything offensively. The defense was improved, I would say, in the second half, but the offense was not. And it's kind of frustrating if you're, I would think, as a Cowboy fan, because you're looking at the offense as the strength of your ball club. The way Dak has played this year, and he has played well. I have to admit that. The guy's played really well and good football this year. Obviously, the defense has been the issue for most of the season. And, it's tough. You got to put up a lot of points if you're a Dak Prescott. Yesterday, he just didn't put up enough points. And they get beat 34-17. Justin Herbert looked good. And the one thing that stood out yesterday, and if you guys watched the game, you know what I'm talking about, there wasn't a lot of pressure on Justin Herbert. And what's concerning about that is they had like second, third, even fourth string linemen in the game. I'm talking about the Chargers. So the Cowboys could not get any pressure on Justin Herbert. And he had a really solid day. He was 23 of 29, 300 yards, couple of touchdowns, no picks. But they were able to do just about anything they wanted. They ran the football well with Omarion Hampton, and Justin Herbert hurt him with his legs as well. I mean, he really did. It was tough to contain him in the pocket. Now, look, Prescott had a pretty good day stats-wise. 21 of 30, 244 yards, couple of touchdowns, no picks. But they could not score in the second half. And that was an issue. Although the defense, I thought, played a little bit better in the second half and at least got some stops. I mean, let's face it, neither defense played well in that first half because both teams were just moving the football up and down the fields. Well, Dak was asked after the game, what was the problem in his eyes? And he says, well, it's just that pesky attention to details.
When you present that question, I guess I think about the 3-game winning streak of playing against some good teams. And when it got tougher, guys were actually producing more and making the plays in those games, actually on the tougher side of the game rather than, in the beginning. So hard to say that exactly, but I know as a leader of this team, especially as the offense, it will be addressed at some point or another, whether it's now or whether it's at the end of it. But I think maybe youth has a good reasoning for that, if that is the case. And guys will understand as they get older, right? Sometimes the guys put a lot on themselves, and hell, I did it when I was young, right? You put more pressure on yourself than ever is called for, rather than just going and executing and doing what you've done your whole life and what you've been coached to do. And so some of that comes with great leadership. Fixing that comes with great leadership. And then the other part comes with just experience, understanding that you've made it harder on yourself in those moments. And so how can you fix that communication as well? And so that'll be something I'm sure Shadi, myself, and all of us, that'll be talked about at the end of these 2 weeks more than tomorrow.
I absolutely think it will. It was those kind of things, I suppose. Still, though, that defense was not good. And even though Trayvon Diggs was back yesterday, he wasn't very good. He just wasn't. Now, I know Shadi praised him, and even Jerry said nice things about him after the game. But watching that game, Ladd McConkey kind of leaving him in the dust quite a bit. And that was disappointing to see. They've got some work to do. Siobhan Revel, he's got to grow up a little bit. He still needs some seasoning. But there are a lot of problems with that Cowboys defense that they're going to have to address in the offseason. Now, there is nothing left to play for the Dallas Cowboys other than pride. Again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Stephen Jones was on 105.3 The Fan today, and he said that Dak Prescott will absolutely play on Christmas Day against the Washington Commanders. That might disappoint my partner, Jason Minix, because he wanted to see Joe Milton a little bit. And he may get that opportunity. I have a feeling he'll get that opportunity in the final game of the season against the New York Giants. But Dak Prescott is going to play. So Dak was asked yesterday, is it hard to play out the season with nothing to play for?
Honestly, I guess it's different when you do this. And no, I'm not firing any shots. But I've said it over and over. This is our job. We're blessed. You know how hard we've worked and the sacrifices we've got to even get to this league, to get to this 10 years in for myself, to be healthy, I said it to the team, I think it was Friday when we're breaking down, or Saturday, whenever. It's this game has given us so much. How could you cheat it? And so to answer, I don't know anything else. I'm not going to cheat this game. I'm going to give this game everything that I have, and that's just how my mind works. It's not I've got to flip back in or flip back, or I can turn it off. It's not the play. That's how you get hurt. That's how you go out there and embarrass yourself. That's how you lose a job, So for me, it's about preparing, staying true to the process, and staying true to how I play this game and prepared to play this game. And, a lot of work has went into this. And I think Osa said it best, when he just broke down the team right there after the game of, we got 2 weeks left and nothing's promised in life, right? Our football careers damn sure aren't, so nothing in life is. Let's enjoy these 2 weeks, cherish these moments, these practices, these time together with the men and the brothers that we love and we've got an opportunity to play with. This team won't be the same next year, so let's enjoy this and give it our best. That's a good message to go into with, right? Go play and have some fun and see what happens. I mean, look, Cowboys should win these next 2 games. When you look at it, they should. The Commanders have pretty much done, and the Giants are as well. I mean, I would be shocked if the Cowboys don't win these last 2 games. And I know Minix needs them to because, well, he's got a little ticket on his refrigerator that needs to go cash it circa when we head back there next spring. But I digress. It's funny because on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, a lot of you chiming in. And Tom Guerrero says, Joe, is that coaching to come out flat after halftime? And, Tom, I like Brian Schottenheimer. I do. And I think he's going to be a fine coach. But I think he's got some learning to do and some growing up to do. And, yeah, I think Jim Harbaugh out-coached him in the second half. I think the adjustments that Harbaugh made at halftime, Schotty didn't respond to. And I think that was part of it. I really do. Matt Eberflus went up to the booth. That was such a big deal, and that was going to help. Well, it didn't really help. Although I will say they looked a little bit better in the second half, but not a whole lot better. Again, no pressure, even though they did blitz quite a bit, which was surprising because Eberflus is not known for doing that a whole heck of a lot, but they did do that a little bit yesterday. Justin Herbert was just pretty special. I mean, he really was. The guy played well. He really did play well. Jerry Jones, obviously Jerry's Jerry, and he goes down and he holds court there right by the locker room door after the game. And I don't know, there's a massive amount of reporters and photographers and everything else around him when he does this. And yesterday was no different. And Jerry was asked a question by our good friend Clarence Hill with All Sports Dallas. He was asked the question, did you guys underachieve?
Yes, from what we expected, what we thought, absolutely, it did. We all underachieved, really. And the fact we're not in the playoffs says that for you. But I thought we've done some things out there that, frankly, we can carry forward to us, with us. It's always the case that there's some positive things. The question is, can we make some changes where we need to? That's be pretty thorough and a lot of multiplication there with the way we played this year. But still, there are positive things. There always are, and that's one of the things about going in a coaches meeting and looking at film. If you don't look out, you'll see positive things when you really should be more critical to the negative. And I think you have to do that, play the game, be involved in the game.
Well, I'll get that mic on in a minute. Absolutely. Look, as much as people want to rag on Jerry and all of that, and I know everybody, oh, here you go, Joe. He's gonna, slobber all over Jerry Jones. I think what he's done, there's a lot to do, especially on that defensive side. We'll see what they're going to do with George Pickens and how they're going to handle that situation. Javonte Williams, do they bring him back? He had a hell of a year for the Cowboys. What are they going to do? But you got to start on that defense. Jerry loves offensive toys. He always has. And it's hard for him to resist those offensive toys. But he's got to go in and redo that defense. He's got to have a pass rusher, and he's got to do something about that secondary. Because I will still be shocked if Trayvon Diggs is a member of the Dallas Cowboys next year. I just don't think that he will be. And so they're going to have to replace him. Obviously, you got Deron Bland, who, again, is out. He's injured, but he's on your books for a while. So you're going to have to do something. And I think the linebacker core, too. DeMarvion Overshown got hurt yesterday. So it's one of those things. The Cowboys are going to have to revamp that defense. They're just going to have to. If they keep George Pickens and they still have a running game, they've obviously got a solid tight end in Jake Ferguson, the offense is going to be just fine. Maybe you retool or do something on the offensive line, which they're already starting to do. And it's interesting to say, I know Tyler Guyton's been hurt, but he's been your left tackle since he got here. Well, not anymore. Tyler Smith is going to take over that position, at least for the remainder of the season. That's what we were told today. Now, I'm not sure when Tyler Guyton's coming back or if he's coming back this year. Are they going to put him on IR or how they're going to handle that? But Tyler Smith's going to move over to left tackle, which may not be his strength, although he played damn well yesterday at that position. So he's obviously your best offensive lineman. I don't think there's any argument there. Tyler Smith is the best offensive lineman. I think Cooper Beebe might be next. And you can go down the line from there. But you got to do something. There's a lot of things that they've got to do. Cowboys are going to have a couple of draft picks first round. The good news about them losing, they'll have a higher draft pick. Green Bay, who knows what's going to happen to them throughout the problems or the rest of the season and what their draft status will be. But the Cowboys have got some money and they've got some draft capital, and they're going to have to do a lot of things this year. And I think if I'm the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Jones, I'm concentrating on that defensive side almost exclusively. And I think that's where you've got to hit that, and you got to revamp that thing, because you're not going to go anywhere. I don't care how good that offense is. You can't outscore everybody. You just can't. At some point in time, you got to put up a fight, and you got to stop somebody. So we'll see what they do. And I found it interesting because I still hear a lot. I hear talking heads say, "Yeah, Jerry's making a lot of money, and he doesn't give a damn about winning Super Bowls anymore." And I find it interesting because Dak was asked about that, and he says the question was simple: does Jerry still have the fire to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, a lot of fire. Maybe as much here recently as I've seen. And whether it's him right against the clock and him knowing it, which he'll tell you that, or the deals and the things that we've done, have been, what's the word? Revigorating? Is that one? Yeah, invigorating. There you go, invigorating. That you can tell he's excited to help this team to make moves and do whatever he can in his power. And so for me, it's about controlling what I can, enjoy these last 2 weeks with these guys, and we'll have those conversations or answer any questions I'm asked when we get there.
Going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys do in the offseason. Couple of games still to play, though, and we know that Dak Prescott, according to Stephen Jones today, is going to play against the Commanders in Washington coming up on Thursday on Christmas Day. By the way, just to let you know, the Cowboys did kind of chink the Chargers' armor a little bit yesterday, not on purpose or whatever. They did it inadvertently. Chargers linebacker Denzel Perryman got a 2-game suspension today. And if you watched the game, you saw this. We saw it live, and it was a bad play. It was a helmet-to-helmet hit on Ryan Flanoy. But he gets the 2-game suspension for repeated violations. So apparently this guy's doing this, and He's been caught several times. So Denzel Perryman out for the Chargers for the last 2 games of the season. And I say that's a big deal because obviously he's one of their best defensive players. And they're still fighting. Hell, they're still trying to win that division. Since Denver got beat yesterday, the Chargers, I think, are just a game back. So there's still an opportunity for them to win that division and get a high playoff seed. So that hurts them tremendously. We mentioned Denver and the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about that? We're going to talk about that and everything else that went on in the NFL yesterday when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can also text BAIL to 474747 or even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121 or online mybestbailbonds.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer?
Fireworks!
Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys.
With no hidden fees.
So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, Christmas leaks, oh, Christmas leaks. You make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quartermoon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quartermoon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you need extra cash this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $5,000, sometimes the same day. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers get emergency cash for 17 years and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you need money for gifts, bills, childcare, or anything else this holiday season, go to WeFixMoney.com. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offered. Go to the website you can trust. WeFixMoney.com. That's WeFixMoney.com.
Let's get this new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs of every type from San Antonio area's best dealers. And free parking thanks to our dealers. Go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com for details and tickets. January 1st through the 4th at Expo Hall.
You know, I think it's safe to say that Kansas City, the Chiefs, going through a weird year for them. They've been a fixture in the playoffs, the Super Bowl here for quite some time. Obviously not good. By the way, Gardner Minshew, it was feared he tore his ACL yesterday. Apparently that's not the case according to reports, but obviously he's out for the season anyway. The Chiefs are about to move, it looks like. There is an announcement about to happen, from what I understand, from the governor of Kansas, that the Chiefs, I don't know if this is the first step in the process and we'll continue to follow this story, but they're about to have an announcement that I think Kansas City is going to move from Missouri to Kansas. So they'll just move right across the state line. It won't go far, but that's a big deal. It's certainly a big deal for the state of Kansas. We'll continue to follow this. I'm told that the governor of Kansas is about to make a major announcement in the next hour, or a little over an hour, it says, and that the Chiefs might just move across the state line from Missouri into Kansas. So we'll continue to follow that. That's just breaking right now. And we were going to talk about that coming up in the headline Blitz, but it may happen before that. If not, we'll definitely keep you posted. And that's a big deal. You know, they had the problem, Spurs fans and non-Spurs fans, because they didn't want to improve Arrowhead Stadium where they play now or build a new one. And it's come to the fruition because, again, I don't care who you are, what pro franchise you are, somebody wants you. They do. They want you. And in this case, if Missouri doesn't want you, Kansas does. So, again, we'll keep you posted on that story, but that's just breaking right now. And once that announcement is made, we'll kind of dive into it and see where we go from there. What a big day in the NFL yesterday. The Houston Texans got the bejeebers scared out of them. Did they not? I'm watching the score of that game, and I'm going, you got to be kidding me. With that defense, with the way the Raiders have just collapsed, and this was a dogfight all day long. We're going to talk to Indy Kalu, by the way, coming up a little bit later in the show, about 3:30 or so, about that game and his thoughts on that. We'll visit with Indy. He's going to join us today since we're not on the air tomorrow, and we'll talk to him about what happened with the Houston Texans. So they got the win. That's the main thing, and they pulled it out. But my goodness, they got scared to death. And I just don't know. It could be it's just one of those games. You know, it's human nature. Human nature. You see a team like the Raiders, you see that they've been just getting pummeled, and, well, you know, you say, we got this one in the bag, not a problem. Then all of a sudden you're in a dogfight, and you almost lose to a team that you should never lose to, and that's what happened to the Houston Texans yesterday. But interesting, they held off. That's good. They keep ground with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I don't know about you guys. That's got to be the surprise team of this season. Is it not? The Jacksonville Jaguars, who in the world would think that they are right now the hottest team in football? There's no question about that. And looking like a Super Bowl contender. I mean, it's hard to say. They went up to Denver yesterday and kicked the Broncos' ass. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. That is a very difficult place to go in and play and win. But the Jags did it. And I tell you what, they looked really good in doing it. The Jacksonville Jaguars, if the playoffs started right now, would be the number 3 seed in the AFC. Obviously, the Broncos still the number 1 seed. The New England Patriots, number 2. Both of those teams have 12-3 records. But Jacksonville's right there. They're right there with an 11-4 record. And in business. I mean, my goodness. All of us have been waiting for Trevor Lawrence to play football the way we saw him play football at Clemson. And he's finally doing that. And you have to wonder, because I hear a lot of people say this, and when you start looking at the playoff teams and the coaches on the sidelines of these playoff teams, there's some pretty good names. But there are some young and upcoming coaches. Liam Cohen, obviously, with Jacksonville, is doing a hell of a job. That defense is for real in Jacksonville. And with Trevor Lawrence playing the way that he is, they've also got a running game. That could be a very difficult team to beat. Having said all of that, the Houston Texans are just a game behind them with 2 games left to play. So anything can still happen for Houston. They can still overtake Jacksonville and win that division. So we'll have to wait and see. As it sits right now, Houston would be the 7th seed in the AFC playoffs. Buffalo, the 6th seed, the Chargers, 5, and obviously Pittsburgh at number 4. And how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I didn't give them any chance to go into Detroit yesterday and win that game. In fact, the fact that I lost that game cost me part of a very big pot. So I was a little bit bitter about that. Hey, my feelings for Aaron Rodgers anyway. I don't like the guy. Not at all. But it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. He had a good game, but it wasn't just him. That Pittsburgh defense finally showed up. That running game of Detroit's been powerful all season. Not yesterday, they weren't. Pittsburgh took care of business, and they're in pretty good shape. Now, they may have an issue, though, because I don't know if you saw this yesterday. DK Metcalf, their wide receiver, went over and argued with a fan, appeared to grab him by the neck, and then almost punch him. Now, the fan was ejected, and the fan told cops or the security that all he did was call DJ, all he did was call DK by his real name, whatever that is, and I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. But DK obviously is not his name. It stands for something. Well, that's not what DK's saying. And there are other people out there saying, too, that this guy was using racial slurs, called his mother a very unflattering word, obviously. And ladies, if you're listening, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And so that's why he went over and got upset. Then I hear that Metcalf had already had words with this fan and had already told security about this fan. So, look, I get it. If somebody calls you the N-word, if somebody calls your mother the C word, you're going to be pissed off about it. I understand that, but you're a professional football player. I don't know. Then you have to show a little more control than that and just make sure that the guy gets the hell out of there and don't get yourself involved, because here's what's going to happen. I don't know if they can prove what the guy said. It's a he said at this point in time, but if they can't and Metcalf is suspended for whatever reason, that's going to hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers. And again, I understand if somebody's going to use that kind of language, and that is way over the line, I'm all for fans heckling players. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's clean and it's in good fun. But when you start using racial slurs, that's where I got to draw the line, and you just can't have that. You can't have that. But then again, you can't have DK Metcalf going over where CBS cameras are all over him and watching him just, manhandle this guy, which the guy deserved. But again, you can't do that. So we'll see what happens to DK Metcalf. Not a good situation. And I know if you've looked at it, you've seen the video, and if you haven't, you should go find it. It doesn't take long, obviously. It's a quick interaction. It's not that long. But CBS cameras were all over that thing yesterday. So, interesting. We'll find out what happened to DK Metcalf. There was also a little bit of controversy in that game yesterday between the Steelers and the Lions. If you watch the entire game, you know exactly what I'm talking to. The Lions were coming back. They had an opportunity to win that game, and it was on this play.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. However, pass interference, number 14 on the offense. By rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over. Whoa. There is no touchdown.
Whoa!
The OPI on number 14 negates the penalty. There is no replay. The game is over.
The OPI ends it. They even conceded, Gene, that Goff had scored a touchdown. As bizarre as it gets.
Yeah, 100%. In the NFL, offensive fouls with time expired do not extend. I was looking to see, and they may have been discussing whether there was progress on St. Brown and whether there was time, but once Carl Sheffer said the ruling was touchdown, we knew that time had expired. You see the OPI by St. Brown there. And as I said, the game was at 0 whenever Goff scored, so that is end of game. You don't extend on offensive penalties with zeros on the clock.
Unbelievable finish to that game. If you didn't see it, let me try to describe it the best way that I can. Time is running out. I mean, it is tick, 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 and it's under 5 seconds. Jared Goff throws a pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He catches it on the 1-yard line. He's not in the end zone, and he's stopped right there. Well, as he's being pushed back, Goff comes up. Brown pitches to him. Goff dives into the end zone for a touchdown. Lions win the game, but there is a flag. Amon-Ra St. Brown is called for offensive pass interference. The absolute right call as well. As I'm looking at this and I'm watching it, I've seen the replays, it was absolutely the right call by the officials in that situation. But what a play. And can you imagine, and it's almost unfortunate, I'll be honest with you. Look, I don't have a dog in the hunt other than because I would have lost my bet anyway. Detroit wasn't going to cover the spread, so it didn't matter to me. But I'm just saying, I wish that play would have counted. It would have been one of the most spectacular plays that I've seen in a long time. And just a heads-up play, not only by Amon-Ra St. Brown, but by Jared Goff, because you could see he did it on purpose. As Brown is being stopped, Goff starts running towards him. Brown sees him, and he pitches him the ball. Goff dives into the end zone for what could have been a game-winning touchdown. And it was just incredible and one of the best plays that I've seen. Unfortunately, it ended the way that it did with the offensive pass interference. So the Lions lose. Their playoff hopes now, by all intents and purposes, are gone. They still have an outside shot. They haven't been eliminated yet, but it's not going to be easy for them to get into the playoffs. And, which is unfortunate for them. In fact, there's already been 5 teams in the NFC have made the playoffs. They've clinched their spot. All 3 of the teams that, and you know who I'm talking about, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, have clinched. They're in. So you're going to get 3 teams out of the NFC West. It's still a dogfight to see who's going to be the number 1 seed. Could very well be one of those teams because Seattle and San Francisco both hold their own fortunes in their hands. Seattle and San Francisco play each other the final game of the regular season. That could be a monster football game for a lot on the line. But just an interesting finish there to the Detroit-Pittsburgh game. The New England Patriots. The New England Patriots. Are we going to start taking these guys for real? Are we going to start being serious about them? All I hear is they haven't played anybody. They haven't played anybody. And while that's true, they just keep winning. And they rallied, scored 14 points in the fourth quarter yesterday to beat the Baltimore Ravens, albeit without Lamar Jackson, who was out with a back injury. But I think New England is for real, and we need to start taking them seriously. By the way, they clinched a playoff spot with that win. Denver is in already, even though they lost to Jacksonville yesterday. They still clinched a playoff spot. And again, I mentioned off the top of this segment that the Chiefs lose again. Gardner Minshew got hurt yesterday. He's backing up Patrick Mahomes. They thought it was an ACL. Turns out it's not, at least according to early reports today. But we're going to be okay. Or he's going to be okay, I guess. Still, though, he's out for the season. They've signed Shane Buechele to mop up duty. He will finish out for the Kansas City Chiefs as they just kind of get the end of the season underway, and that's it. Again, we're following a story for you about the Kansas City Chiefs and about their plans, it appears, to move to Kansas, right across the state line, where the state of Kansas will build them a new stadium. That's a big deal, and we're going to continue to follow that because that announcement is due in now about less than an hour, I would say, something right around there. So we'll continue to follow that story for you, and when that announcement comes out, we'll definitely give it to you and see what they had to say and how this is going to move and proceed forward. When we come back, though, I don't know if you guys noticed or heard or were excited about it. Johnny Manziel was supposed to be the guest picker on game day on Saturday. We didn't show up. A lot of people were speculating that he was drunk somewhere and doing this and doing that. He's trying to correct the record. Johnny Manziel, he's issued a statement. We won't hear from him. I'll let you know what he said when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. There is no better place to go watch any big game, any big event than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. Get into the Roo Pub with all the big games that are going on, whether it's the college bowl games and college playoffs, the NFL, NBA. No better place to escape the family in town than at the Roo Pub. And you know, the food there is fantastic. Not just a great bar, but a great restaurant. They have great fried shrimp, the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great appetizers, great salads. You got family in town, take them with you. The game will be on, the drinks are going to be cold. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, great to escape the family in town. The Roo Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says, you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hey, I'm Steffi. You may know me from your social feed. I go big for the holidays, so I'm going to Famous Footwear because the best gifts are giving famous. My friends and family are going to love all these styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, New Balance, Skechers, and more. With over 800 stores, you're never far from the perfect gift. So make your list and make it famous. Come in today for buy one pair, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Get a great deal on select Kubota construction equipment featuring durable Kubota engines. More comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. Subject to credit approval. Consult your tax advisor. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full details.
From the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, ESPN is reporting that Kansas lawmakers have approved a proposal today to help pay for a new stadium for the Kansas City Chiefs. Is expected to lure the Chiefs from Missouri across the state line into Kansas. An official announcement is coming up as we speak. Houston Texans won their 7th straight. They held off the Las Vegas Raiders 23-21. They improved to 10-5 on the season.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Monday, the start of Christmas week. Oh my goodness. Hope everybody's ready for the big day on Thursday. I'm not, but I'll get there. Don't worry about that. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off, enjoying the Christmas week with his family. So hope he's having a good time. Happy you guys are here with us today, spending some time with us on your Christmas week. Not sure if everybody's got the week off or there's some folks that have to work like me and Edwin. We have to work, but that's okay. We're here. We're talking to you, and a lot of sports going on. So it's kind of tough not to be here when everything like this is going on. It was just a crazy weekend, though. That's for sure. Crazy weekend. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. But I'm happy it's Monday. It's one of those rare Mondays I'm happy about. Just getting into the Christmas. I love Christmas. I really do. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So happy that it's here and happy that, happy where we're at with all the football, with all the stuff going on. By the way, ESPN is reporting, and if you listen to SportsCenter, you just heard me say this, but Kansas lawmakers have approved a proposal to help pay for a new stadium for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it's a big deal. Now, my understanding is the governor has called a news conference, the governor of Kansas, and she's going to make that announcement official at any minute. And I'm told that that could happen sometime in this hour as we speak, any minute. So that is a big deal because Arrowhead Stadium is an old stadium. From what I understand, a popular place. I've never been to Arrowhead Stadium, but I hear it's a pretty good place to watch a football game, and obviously the Chiefs have made that place iconic. But Kansas has been trying to lure the Chiefs away from Missouri for a long time, and it looks like they may just finally get their wish because the folks in Missouri didn't want to pay to upgrade Arrowhead Stadium, and that was a big deal. This happened all before the Spurs, vote that we had. But this is what happens, and this is what when we were talking about this vote, Jason and I were telling you. I mean, look, there are other suitors out there, and so if we're not going to do it, somebody is always willing to do it. And well, you see what's happening with the Kansas City Chiefs. The state of Kansas is willing to do this. And while the state of Missouri was not willing to do that. So, again, the official announcement coming up at any minute by the governor. If we get some sound on that, we'll play it for you. But that's what's happening right now. It looks like the Kansas City Chiefs will be getting a new stadium, but it will be across the state line from Missouri into Kansas. So we'll continue to follow that. So much going on. Obviously, the college football playoffs getting a lot of attention this today. Because of what happened with Tulane and James Madison. Although James Madison, by the way, covered the spread, just so everybody knows. And there were some people happy about that and some other people that I know that weren't happy about that. But that's the way that it goes sometimes. So we're going to talk some college football coming up in the next segment. But right now, you know what we do at this time.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys. Two opinions, never enough time.
Yeah, we call it the Headline Blitz. That's what we call it. Just some goofy stuff from around every place else. And the one thing that's pretty goofy was Johnny Manziel. Now, look, Johnny Manziel is he's kind of a character, obviously. Character. He was a great college football player, great high school football player. Just kind of got derailed in the National Football League with the Cleveland Browns. He was supposed to be a guest picker on game day prior to the Miami A&M game, and, well, he didn't show up. Now, the story is he was at the Jake Paul fight the night before in Miami. That's what he says. And so, I'm not sure exactly how he's trying to do this, but I don't think he was just on a heater or a bender the night before and got drunk and forgot about it. He claims that's not the case. And in fact, he put out a statement on this thing where he's basically saying, I'm going to tell the story. He apologizes to Texas A&M fans. He apologizes to Saban and everybody else that was on the game day panel there that day that he was supposed to be at, but he didn't make it. Now, according to Manziel, he was, again, at that fight in Miami on Friday night, didn't end until around midnight Eastern, and he couldn't get to College Station, which I kind of look at and call BS, because wouldn't you have known that already? If you didn't have a ride or a way to get to College Station, why would you even, first of all, go to that fight? Second of all, you had to be prepared for that, did you not? I don't understand what Johnny Manziel. It's just one of those things that he just continues to dig himself a hole. He really does, and it's unfortunate because he was such a talented guy, And I'm waiting for my computer to pull this statement up. It's trying. Here's what Johnny had to say. He wrote this and apologized. He says, I'm going to have plenty more to say about what transpired yesterday. Obviously, he wrote this yesterday for Saturday. He says there's almost nothing on this earth that would have made me miss that game. To all the people that genuinely reached out and checked in on me, I cannot thank you enough. To ESPN, Pat, Coach, Desmond, and the entire crew on game day, I apologize. It was out of my control. To the Aggies and A&M fan base, I'm sorry. I will continue to let everyone out there run with a fake narrative, and at the end of the day, perception always wins over reality. Says, I love all of you who genuinely support me through good and bad like you've all done for years. I have no doubt Texas A&M and the Aggie football program will be in that position again. I'm recovering and feeling about a 3 out of 10. Going to rest up and try and get back to normal. Much love, JM. Now, all of that's fine until you get to the point where I'm recovering and feeling a 3 out of 10. So is he sick? He got the flu? Did something happen to him? He doesn't say, which is kind of bizarre. It's kind of a bizarre way to end that statement. And it's just interesting to me. But if you're going to the fight, you kind of know it's going to be tough to get back to College Station. I mean, it's not like there's an airport there unless you got a private jet. You got a private jet, you can get there. There is a small airport in College Station. But there's certainly not a commercial airport there. And I guess the closest one would be, what, maybe San Antonio, Houston, Austin? I don't know. I don't know, Johnny. I just think, man, you had an opportunity to be on that panel, to be revered because everybody at Texas A&M still loves you, and you pull something like this. And again, I'll wait and see what Johnny has to say and what his explanation is. But my gosh, dude, don't commit to stuff like that if you're not going to show up. It's just ridiculous. Unbelievable. Well, I like Johnny. I got no problem with Johnny. I'm not a big fan of Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard, well, he got a little bit upset with a reporter after a game the other night.
How much did you leave out on the floor?
What do you mean?
Is that the first time you threw up after a game?
What?
It looked like your whole area needed to be.
I was mad at halftime, so I just threw my shake everywhere. So that's what happened.
What was you mad at?
Man, that's a lie. Come on, man. Next, talk about the game.
Well, I don't know how animated you usually get at halftime, but do you feel like whatever incident with the shake or whatever, is that something you can inspire your teammates?
I'm down for the night. I didn't throw the shake. I just said that.
No, he did say. Did he say he threw the shake or not? What did you hear, Edwin?
I think he said he threw it.
He threw the shake.
Yeah.
Now, what the reporter originally asked him, it looked like he had thrown up on the floor. There was a stain on the floor next to his locker, and the reporter said, it's the first time you've ever thrown up. And he explains, well, no, I got mad at halftime, and I threw my shake. And then as he's leaving, he doesn't want to answer that question anymore, and he tells him, well, I didn't say I threw the shake, which is really kind of stupid, the whole thing. If you get pissed off, I mean, that happens. Athletes do that. They get upset, and they throw things, and I got no problem with that. You get a little frustrated, you're fine. But to just get all, let's talk about the game. Well, dude, if there's a brown spot next to your locker, that's going to cause some confusion. It's going to cause some questions, like, what the hell's the matter with you? Are you sick? What happened? Oh, Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of fellas. That's for sure. Now, I don't know if Kawhi would ever do this or not, but there is a dude in Phoenix. That's not actually in Phoenix. It's an Arizona neighborhood. I want to know what you would do. Guys, gals, everybody out there. Apparently, there's a guy in this Arizona neighborhood who likes to go outside on his driveway, sit in a lawn chair, and sunbathe nude. Now, I don't want to see that. They say they've called the cops on this guy, and he still does it. So obviously the cops aren't doing anything about it. But he just goes out there and whips out his package and gets a suntan. I don't understand that. I'm not sure why he would want to do that unless I don't know what the size of this man is. But and why won't the cops do anything about it? But if you saw that, now I'm going to be totally honest with you. Unless this happened like, I don't know, across the street from me or on either side of where my house is, I probably would never know it happened. I'm not one of those guys that's a neighborly fella and goes down and says hello and brings cookie and milk and asks to borrow sugar from the neighbors. I'm just not that guy. I don't do it, and so I probably wouldn't know. If it was happening down the street from me, I probably somebody'd have to tell me about it, I guess, because I wouldn't know about it. But I mean, if people are complaining about this dude and they won't do anything about it, it's really kind of crazy. What would you do? Would you say something to the guy? Now, on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, Sam210 saying tan lines just aren't sexy anymore. I don't know. I'd be afraid that to get that sunburn. I mean, that might be a little painful to get your little wiener sunburn. I don't know. I'd be a little. I mean, because I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's not exposed to sunlight very often. So it's just like the rest of you. If it's something that's not exposed to sunlight very often and it's exposed to sunlight, it's going to get sunburned. And then, it's unusable for a while. It's going to hurt like hell. I don't understand people. And I'm surprised this story wasn't in Florida, but it's in Arizona. I don't know. People are bizarre, are they not? And I guess that's a good thing because there's characters all over the place and there's goofy people all over the place and but just bizarre. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about that. Indy Kalu is not bizarre. He's a good dude. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk some Houston Texans football and what he saw and what was really a scare for the Texans had to be. I would imagine any Texan fan yesterday watching that game was scared to death. In the meantime, we're going to talk a little college football because Aggie fan, your team just did not show up on Saturday. Your quarterback certainly didn't, and the offense didn't either. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Guys, football season, we're running out of time. We got to get down on these football games, and the best place to do it is at Underdog. Plus, with Underdog Unwrapped, you're going to unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. We've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. Now is the best time to get in the game. You can make your picks and win money right now here in Texas, and playing on Underdog's so easy. You pick your favorite players, or they can go higher or lower on their stats. It's as simple as that. For me, I'm on Josh Allen rushing yards. I like higher. It's that time of year, a little cold. We got to take over the game. Who do you trust more than Josh? Guys, it's simple to play. Download the app, use promo code Alamo. $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code Alamo. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran owned and operated. They've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have a question for AJ. Like, do you actually wear a fake headset on game day? Because I have a vision of you just like with a headset on, like, you know, going through the motions.
Andy Reid.
Really awesome.
He knows Coach Reid. He's got a menu.
Fake Andy Reid. Yeah, fake Andy Reid. I love that guy. I mean, fake Andy Reid who's got his headset. I just wondered because, again, you are very knowledgeable, but I think that's what I'm going to do when I retire is I'm just going to sit around with a headset and talk to nobody but myself.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, go for it here.
Keep a challenge flag on your sock.
And then I tell myself, oh my God. I can't believe Shotty did this. I'm going to talk to him on the radio on Friday, and I can't believe he did this.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob.
Back here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. We just got this breaking news. We've been telling you about it all day. The Kansas City Chiefs, according to the headline, are moving to Kansas. It says the Chiefs, in conjunction with Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, announced Monday that the team is going to build a domed stadium in Kansas City, Kansas. That is now official. They had the press conference, and the governor says today we're excited to take another monumentous step for the future of the franchise. Obviously, this is the Kansas City Chiefs saying that. We've entered into an agreement with the state of Kansas to host Chiefs football beginning with the 2031 NFL season. That's going to be interesting. Now, the Chiefs' lease at Arrowhead, according to the story, in Kansas City, Missouri, goes through the 2031 season. So they've got some time. So as soon as that lease is up, they're going to move over to Kansas City, Kansas. It's just right across the state line. So I don't know what the rivalry there is between Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, but it sounds like it's a pretty big deal. But I don't know if you're a Chiefs fan and you live in Kansas City, Missouri, you're going to drive across the state line to go see them in Kansas City, Kansas, are you not? And vice versa. I'm sure there are a lot of people from Kansas City, Kansas driving to Missouri to see them. So I'm not sure exactly what this is other than the Chiefs get them a brand new domed stadium. In 2031, that's when they'll move, and that now has been made official. We've been hearing it all day today, and the teaser, if you will, that came out was, a special announcement was going to be made, but I didn't realize Goodell's there. So everybody, sounds like all the I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed since Commissioner was there. This is a done deal, and it's interesting, and I think it's a big deal. Again, the Chiefs get their new stadium, but they had to move to get it done, and that's always the danger when you don't play ball. Whether you like it or not, that is always the danger. So, interesting stuff there. It is now official, though. Kansas City is moving to Kansas City, Kansas. The Texas A&M Aggies. I want to get your thoughts, Aggie fan, on this. I know we have several here on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. If you're out driving around and you want to comment on the Aggies, really just horrible performance offensively against the Miami Hurricane. Just awful. I mean, it was an awful offensive performance. They were able to move the football up and down the field. They just couldn't get it done. And I think Marcel Reed had one of the worst games that he's had this year. Just a lot of bad throws, a lot of bad decisions. He had some flashes. He did, where he'd make some plays. But he wasn't good. That entire offense wasn't good for the Texas A&M. Their defense played really well. The Aggie defense played really well. And I didn't know, quite frankly, that Miami's defense was as good as they are because they're pretty damn good. Now, I don't know if they're good enough to beat Ohio State. My thought would say no, but that might be one hell of a defensive battle as well. Miami's got a couple of pass rushers, a couple of ends that are just really good, and that front line is solid. So that's going to be interesting to see. You had that game on Saturday morning, which I watched every bit of it, and it was, to me, it's an entertaining football game. I don't mind defensive battles. I don't have a problem with it. So I enjoyed it, and I watched it. But I would have liked to have seen the Aggies perform a little bit better than they did, and they just didn't get it done. The other two games on Saturday, there's controversy all over the place. And I heard something today, and it may have been Rich Eisen saying it right before the show, and that's where I heard it from. I'll give him the credit. Said that if you leave the Tulanes and the James Madisons of the world out of the college football playoffs until you have a better plan, they file legal action. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, and it must be because that's got to be the only way they're letting them in. We talked to Tim Pernetti, Jason and I, when we were up at Army-Navy weekend last, almost 2 weeks ago now, I guess. And he was really, pissed off. Those are his words. He said he was pissed off that nobody was giving Tulane a chance. Well, Tulane did not belong on the same stage with Ole Miss on Saturday. They just didn't. You might say James Madison belonged a little bit more than Tulane did because at least they scored some points and they made it – they didn't make it interesting because the game was never in doubt. But they covered the spread, and I know a lot of people were watching the game just for that. I don't know what you do with this thing. And there's a lot of ideas floating around, but I just don't know what you do. I would have much rather seen, as much as my disdain for Notre Dame is, I'd much rather seen them in. I'd have much rather seen BYU in, Texas get in. Let's have some matchups between teams that, have a legit shot to win and make some noise and maybe even go all the way, than have some teams in there that just quite frankly do not. The Alabama-Oklahoma game on Friday night was interesting. And give Alabama some credit, man. They fell down 17-0. I'm thinking this is a blowout. Alabama doesn't belong in the college football playoffs. But they did. They came back, and they won that game. And now they've got a date with Indiana. And it's going to be interesting to see. Now, the games coming up on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are going to be fun to watch because those matchups should be a lot closer and should be a lot more entertaining than the two late games that we had on Saturday afternoon. I don't know. I don't know what you do, how you fix it. I'm maybe just not smart enough to know. But something's got to be done. Something's got to be. I don't want to watch football like that. Not in a playoff scenario where, it's you want good football. You want good football. And we didn't get good football in those two games. And that's unfortunate. And you could just tell that the better teams won and the better teams had no problem. So we'll see how they fix it and do it in the future. But the college football playoffs are here to stay. And they're only going to get bigger, in my opinion. And so we'll see what happens moving forward. Indy Kalu is going to join us next here on the Blitz. The Texans, well, they had a little bit of a scare yesterday against the Las Vegas Raiders. What does he think about it? What went wrong? What went right? We'll talk to Indy Kalu when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, let me talk to you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and, well, they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas since 1983. 1983. Think about that. You don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right, if you're not taking care of your customer, and you're not doing quality work. You just don't. They do quality work, and they take care of their customers. That's why they've been in business so long here in San Antonio and South Texas. And now they've ventured out and gotten into the solar business. So if you've been thinking about solar panels for your house, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the name you need to remember. The number you need to remember is 210-785-0994. They'll put a plan together of exactly what you want and how you want it done, and they'll get it done. And they'll get it done right. If you think there's a problem with your roof, obviously Stevens Roofing and Solar is the name you need to remember. Have them send a crew out to your house. They'll do it for free. They'll inspect your roof. They'll let you know if everything's okay or if you need a little work done on your roof. Either way, you're going to know that what you need to get taken care of and who needs to take care of it. That's Stevens Roofing and Solar. You can give them a call, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
Need last-minute gifts? J.Crew Factory has got you covered. Enjoy up to 60% off store-wide and shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll score our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Want to be the block party hero this year? Head to Off Fireworks Megastore, just 2 miles outside 1604 and Petrenko. Get the loudest deals. Buy 2, get 1 free on 500-gram aerials and reloadable artillery shells plus more. Light it up at Off Fireworks, 13022 Petrenko Road.
Let's get this new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs of every type from San Antonio area's best dealers. And free parking thanks to our dealers. Go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com for details and tickets. January 1st through the 4th at Expo Hall.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
We're back here on the Blitz on a Monday, Christmas week. It's hard to believe Christmas is here already. Will be happening on Thursday, that's for sure. And, well, it's a good time of year because, well, we're right in the middle of football season, people chasing playoff positions and all of that kind of stuff. And, well, some teams getting the bejeebers scared out of them, like the Houston Texans yesterday. Let's talk to a man who I know wasn't scared at all. He had it all. Indy Kalu, Houston Texans legend, joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Indy, you weren't scared about that game, were you?
You know what? I wasn't scared, but I was a little disappointed in how they won, even though I am of the belief, Joe, that any win's a good win in the NFL. But, again, if they want to go deep into the playoffs, they can't play like that.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch a lot of them flipping back and forth, and we were at the Cowboys game yesterday as well. But I'm looking at that score, and I'm like, goodness gracious. I mean, the Raiders just kept coming back. Houston would get a little space, and then here come the Raiders. You tell me, Indy, you played in the league. Is there a time where you see a team on your schedule, and I know it's the NFL and there's talent on every team, but you look at a Raiders team who just had not been playing well at all. They just got roasted by Philadelphia. You kind of take them lightly a little bit?
But before I answer that, you went to another Dallas game, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just curious. How'd you get there? Bus, drive?
No, it was a little airplane that we took. It was a nice
Southwest?
No. This was a little 8-seater.
Oh, so a private jet, basically?
Yeah, it was a private jet, yes. Yes.
Who all was on that private jet? Well, you remember we had this discussion before.
Well,
was it a diverse group of people?
Well, there were men and women.
I'm joking. I follow you on social media. I even like the picture, but I'm always gonna give y'all trouble. Y'all go private jet. No brothers can ride with y'all.
Dude, I have no issue with it. If it was my private jet, Indy, we'd have zipped into Houston to pick you up.
Well, I would appreciate it. No, all jokes aside, you know what? It's hard for me to, and I know a lot of people want to hear folks say, yes, they saw that it was the Raiders, so yes, they were thinking it's going to be an easy win. But, man, Joe, like, guys are pros, and one thing about the NFL, they have a lot of respect for their opponent. So if that happens, it's subconscious because it's hard for me to believe or to ever admit, especially from my playing days, that you stepped onto a field thinking, oh, we're playing Cleveland, it's going to be an easy win, or, oh, we're playing the Raiders, it's going to be an easy win, because the NFL is all about matchups, and even if you're playing a bad team, for example, the offensive tackles for the Texans, as bad as the Raiders are, guess who's in front of them? One of the baddest, most feared rushers in the league, and Max Crosby. So if they're going to the game thinking it's going to be easy, they're going to get embarrassed by a guy like Max Crosby. And you could pretty much say that about any individual play. But I will admit, maybe subconsciously you go into that game just thinking, all right, if we handle our business, we're going to win this game. And you're not quite as, I don't want to use the word motivated, but maybe not as quite as hyped up going into a Raiders game as you are if you're playing Denver or Buffalo or one of these top teams in the NFL.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Well, Indy, I guess it's kind of surprising to me, and he hasn't had the greatest of seasons, albeit coming in with the hype that he came in with. Ashton Genty, yesterday, he looked good against that vaunted Houston defense. And as I'm seeing the Texans go into the playoffs, stuff like that might concern me a little bit because, as you know better than anybody, when you're talking about, December and January football, running the football is pretty important.
No, I'm 100% with you because this team is going to go as the defense goes. And like you mentioned, Genty was having a down season because of the expectations, because of where he was drafted. And he literally had his breakout game against the Texans, with over 120 yards, had that big catch. I can't remember who he beat down the sideline, but he looked like a wide receiver on that play, had a 60-yard reception. So I'm with you. That's my concern. Not so much that, this defense isn't a great defense, but they're showing that they're human. And what's been driving this team during the seven-game win streak has been the way the defense has played and just shut down the guys in front of them. And you never thought you would be that defense where the rookie running back has his breakout game. Like, think about it. As tough as the defense has been for the Texans at the end of the season for Ashton Genty to be like, oh, yeah, my breakout game was against the Houston Texans. Yeah. So that happening this late in the season, especially on the ground, yeah, that is a concern when you start thinking about pushing to get deep into the playoffs.
Indy, as I watch the Texans and watch the way they've played here lately, their defense, it looks like their offense is coming around as well. I keep saying they're going to win this division because I keep thinking Jacksonville's going to collapse. Dude, that Jacksonville team is about as hot as anything right now.
They shut me up because I kept thinking to myself, as long as Houston keeps winning, they're going to find a way to win the division because, Jacksonville, there's no way they're going to keep this going. I mean, Jacksonville beat the dog mess out of a good team in Denver. They beat them by 2 touchdowns. I was going back and forth with that game, but from what I've heard, they pretty much dominated that team, dominated that game. And look, you have to give respect where respect is due. Jacksonville right now is the best team in the AFC South, but I really thought that as long as the Texans took care of business, things would work its way out because, in my mind, Jacksonville is just going to lose multiple games. So they're shutting me up, and hopefully, and it looks like the Texans will still get in as a wild card if they take care of business these last 2 games. But credit Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, and the rest of the crew because they are definitely playing some good ball right now.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And let me ask you this, Indy, because I look around the league, and Liam Cohen, the new head coach there in Jacksonville, DeMeco Ryans was the same way when he got to Houston. these young coaches with this energy, and they kind of change the culture of a ball club. I mean, how important is that when you get somebody in there, and does it really make that big of a difference?
Oh, 100%. I mean, when I was young, I never liked to give coaches credit. I always felt like, oh, it's the players. It's just the players. The coaches are just there. But, no, I think it's very important. And not just the X and O's, but when you combine smart head coaches, the X and O knowledge with the culture, reaching the players, understanding how each player is motivated and what kind of gets them going and what excites them. And again, when I say that, what should excite you, that check that you get every Tuesday, and the fact that you have the privilege of playing in the NFL. Less than 1% of the people can actually say that who've tried. But once you get into it, it sounds bad, but you kind of get used to, like, okay, this is my life. I'm in the NFL. So you need those guys, those coaches, those leaders of men to keep your stinger hard, to keep you motivated, to keep you excited every single week, and to make it fun, to make coming to work fun. And I think a lot of these younger coaches are doing that. And when it's all said and done, they still have to know the game. And that's where you understand the greatness for a guy like D'Amico. When you talk ball with D'Amico Ryans, he understands the game. He'll tell you what the linebacker should be looking at, what are some of the cues out there. And if he's telling me that when we're just talking and hanging out, he's definitely coaching his guys up and teaching them out during those 10-hour days.
And no doubt about it. And you could see the change of that culture for the Texans when he arrived. I think Liam Cohen's doing that. You see Mike Vrabel doing it in New England. And Ben Johnson with the Chicago Bears. I mean, they were a mess last year, and now he's got them, they could be the number one seed in the NFC. I mean, it's an incredible turnaround with just some of these coaches and how quickly they're doing it. That's what's surprising to me, ND.
It's very surprising, but here's the cool thing, and I don't want to get too off topic. Here's the cool thing about the NFL. That's very surprising. You look at Vrabel. I thought when they let him go to Tennessee that they pulled the trigger a little too quick. I felt like he's the type. I just think Vrabel's a good coach. I think he's a good coach. He relates to the players. They respect him, and he could have turned it around in Tennessee. And you see what Vrabel's doing, with New England. But what's also pretty interesting, and I think this is part of what makes the NFL great. You have these coaches where they have these awesome seasons. They come in like Detroit, Dan Campbell. And Detroit might be a bad example because they're not having a horrible season, but they're not playing in the way we expected them to play going into the season. Even McVay, after he led the Rams Super Bowl, then you have a couple of down years. It just goes to show how competitive the NFL is as a whole, because you have these coaches, when they jump onto the scene, we're calling them offensive geniuses or boy wonder coaches. And then just 2 years later, people are like, man, what's going on with this team? And I don't think they forgot how to coach. I don't think they became worse. I just think everyone around them became better. You have to keep up with all of your colleagues and the great coaches in this game and the great teams. So it's just cool to see coaches who 1 year I can't remember. I'm getting old, so when I say it wasn't too long ago, it was probably like 10 years ago. But I remember there was a coach who was like either the newcomer of the year, and 3 years later, he was literally fired. So that's the NFL, and that's how competitive it is.
Well, I tell you what, Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're so right. Obviously, that's quarterbacks, head coaches, all of that. Fans get frustrated, and everybody's on the hot seat. But let me ask you this. So, and I don't know if you ever had a coach like this, Indy, and I like picking your brain about stuff that happened because you can answer that where I can't. Mike Tomlin, I mean, I don't know, 7 weeks ago, they're ready to run him out of town. And now all he's doing is winning. Does it come a point in time sometime if as players in that locker room get behind a head coach like that? Because it looks like Pittsburgh has done that with Mike Tomlin and maybe saves his job in Pittsburgh if he wants to stay there.
100%. I mean, there's so many different things I want to say about the Mike Tomlin Pittsburgh Steelers situation. But to answer your immediate question, yes, there's times where players, if they truly love their coach, not just as a coach but as a man, and they respect him because they know he respects them, that they'll take that personal. They'll take those clippings of, oh, this coach is on the hot seat, or when they're calling for his job, and they'll take that personal and go out there and not just play to win, but actually play for the coach. So yes, you're 100% right. When I was with the Texans, we really liked Coach Kubiak, Gary Kubiak, for those that remember. And when the writing was on the wall, oh, he's on the hot seat, we really wanted to go out there and be like, man, we like this man. Now we sucked, so we still lost, even though we liked him and we were trying to fight for him. But the difference, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have a lot of talent on that team still. But I also feel like the fan base, they kind of get bored or tired of certain coaches. I was calling a preseason game in Pittsburgh a couple of years ago, and they juggled 3 different quarterbacks. They still had a winning season. And the driver who was taking us to the stadium, I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, how do y'all feel about Mike Tomlin? And he just basically wanted him fired because he says, well, all he does is just, maybe get to the first round of the playoffs, then he loses, or there's this big hype that he's had a bunch of winning seasons, but we don't care about that. We need more. And in my mind, I was like, dog, like, do you see who's under center? Do you see who your quarterbacks are and what he did? And I'll even say that this year. I know Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but let's be real. He's at the very tail end of his career. And for them to be 9-6 and they don't have arguably the best defensive player in the game playing right now in T.J. Watt, I think Mike Tomlin, people are just so used to how great he is that they're numb to it, and unless they're winning Super Bowls, they just feel like he's not performing. And they better be careful what they wish for, because if the Steelers do get rid of Mike Tomlin, those are going to be some huge shoes to fill.
No, there's no question about it. And I don't know. I'm of the group that thinks that they're going to keep Tomlin if he wants to stay. The only way he leaves, I think, is if he wants to leave, and that's we'll find out at the end of the year. But it looks like they're going to win that division, and hopefully he'll get a playoff win. Because you're right, that's been the knock on him. You get into the playoffs every year, and then they get knocked out in the first round.
But I get that, but we keep talking about how this is a quarterback league. The years that he's been getting knocked out of the first round, let's look to see who his quarterbacks were. Not making an excuse for him. Look, I'm sure some of your listeners are rolling their eyes and saying, oh, he must be drinking beers with Mike Tomlin. No, I would say this about any coach, that if you look at what they've had on their roster as far as the quarterbacks and their record and getting into the playoffs, I just feel like you have to give them credit. And, oh, by the way, the AFC North over the last few years, pretty good division. I don't know if you know about the Bengals with healthy Joe Burrow, the Baltimore Ravens, and obviously the Steelers. Like, it's not an easy division.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Interesting that you mentioned Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and now Patrick Mahomes. Most likely, and Lamar still has an opportunity, but they're not going to be in the playoffs this year. How strange is that going to be?
That's crazy, because you just mentioned, 3 of the top 6. I don't want to exaggerate. I was going to say 5. But you just mentioned 3 of the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL. And to know that they're not going to be in the playoffs, I actually think it's kind of cool, because it's so up in the air. It's so, it's up for grabs. Now some of these newer guys are going to emerge. Drake May, I don't know what it is, and maybe you can help me with this. When I watch New England, who I think they have the best record, tied for the best record in the entire NFL, and Drake May is like an MVP candidate, when I watch it, I just don't see it. I'm like, what am I missing? Like, I can tell he's good, but it's not like when I watch the Buffalo Bills and I see Josh Allen, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my NFL MVP. Maybe it's because he's 6'6", 250 pounds. He's athletic and bowling over guys. I don't see it with Drake May, but the cool thing about the guys that you mentioned not being in the playoffs, it gives the rest of us a chance to see this young up-and-coming talent, and these are the guys that are going to be the face of the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's going to be refreshing, to say the least. That's for sure, to get some new blood in there. I think with Drake May, the thing that I look at him, ND, is he just seems to be like intelligent. And he's not flashy. He's not cocky like a Joe Burrow. He's obviously not a bruiser like Josh Allen. But he just seems to know the game and knows where everybody's going to be at the right time, because when he throws the football, it's usually on target. and where his receiver is going to be. And so that's the only thing I can think of. He's just got something between the ears that's pretty special.
That has to be it, because I think you could say the same thing about Tom Brady. But when I watched Tom Brady, I was in awe of him. And again, this isn't a knock. And, look, Drake maybe he's just doing everything right. Like you said, it's not flashy. He's making the smart decisions, so he doesn't have to improvise and make those wow plays. But he's leading his team to deep. I expect him to have a deep run in the playoffs, and I think a lot of that's Mike Vrabel, because I just really think he's a Mike Tomlin type coach.
Well, I agree, and I think they're way ahead of schedule. I don't think they even expected to be in the position they're in right now. With Vrabel coming in year one, I think they thought they might have a little something else to do. All right, Indy Kalu, Christmas time. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm the Scrooge now, especially now that my kids are older and I have to leave the office early, and I feel all this pressure. I got to get these gifts, and I'm like, man, these worthless kids, they're getting too old for me to be running around the mall trying to give them gifts. So I'm not too happy now. I'll probably be happy on the 26th when it's all over.
No, absolutely. That's for sure. Well, I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, ND. Hope you have the best, and hang in with family and friends, my friend.
It's always a joy talking to you, Joe. And real quick, for the high school coaches out there in San Antonio, I'm getting sick of hearing about Dallas and Houston being the only teams playing in state. It's time for y'all to start cheating in San Antonio and start recruiting players and stacking these teams, because that's what they're doing in Houston and Dallas. And I feel like San Antonio's doing it the right way, and that's why we're not represented in these state games. So, yeah, y'all, it's time to start cheating, high school coaches.
Well, I'm all for that, although they're doing pretty well up there in Smithson Valley. Back-to-back state champs. Obviously, that's not San Antonio proper, but they did win another state championship up at Smithson Valley, so congratulations to them.
Oh, definitely congrats to them. I didn't realize we're calling that San Antonio now.
Well, when they win, we call them San Antonio, indeed.
Aren't they further out than – it's funny, and I know you're up against it real quick, but when I was coming up, Judson, when they win, we all claimed them. And the few times they didn't win back then, we're like, nah, that's Converse.
That's Converse.
So I didn't know Smith and Valley was close enough for us to claim them when they win. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. All right, Merry Christmas, ND. We'll talk to you soon.
Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Appreciate it. ND Kalu joining us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. In fact, all guests appear via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. We've got some stuff to give away. It is the Christmas season, after all, so we're generous here. Edwin Hafner and I would like to give you, I don't know, let's see, it is a Mellow Monday. Why don't we give away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom, Edwin? What do you think? We could do that.
We could do it.
Well, let's do it then. If we can, let's do it. $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom if you are caller number 9. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 9, you're going to walk away with a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is heading into the home stretch. Jason Minix here for Underdog, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Plus, with Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. They've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. Now is the best time to get in the game, and of course, you can make your picks and win money right here in Texas, and it's easy to do it. You just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You ready, girls? Kubota showroom full of orange. Fa la 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 la. On a tractor going forage. Fa la 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 la. Fast cast away the old year passes. Fa la 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 la. Come and now get off your. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Kubota.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 10th. Jeremiah Smith, Puka Nakua, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets available at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out. Because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Uncover the root of your problems and improve the quality of your life. I'm Dr. Torres from the Institute for Functional Health. For more than a decade, we have helped people restore energy, vitality, libido, and drive. Most patients come to us because they feel unheard or stuck. Schedule your Discovery Day. We'll talk about your history, run advanced testing, and build a personalized plan that fits your life. We have helped thousands of people just like you. Call 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 210-468-1891.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
Let's get the new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. San Antonio area's best dealers have put together a fantastic RV show with the best prices ever. Hundreds of RVs for every family. Small towables, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and Class A, B, and C motorhomes. They're all on sale. Our dealers are picking up parking, so it's free. Come on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com to buy tickets in advance. Thursday, January 1st through Sunday the 4th at Expo Hall. Doors open daily at 10 a.m. at SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are moving. They're moving from Missouri to a dome stadium in Kansas. They'll do that in 2031. That announcement was made today. San Antonio Spurs got a win last night over the Washington Wizards. Spurs improved to 21-7. De'Aaron Fox had 27 points in the win. Spurs return to action tomorrow night when they welcome the Thunder into the Frost Bank Center. Tip-off there set for 7:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday out there, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. spending some time with family and getting ready for Christmas, hopefully. Getting stuff taken care of. Hope all of you are getting that stuff taken care of and have got it done by now. I've still got, a thing or two to do. But, that's kind of a tradition for me, and it's okay. Edwin Hafner is here today. James Pledger also with the day off today, and still maybe recovering from his 72-ounce steak challenge over the weekend. And I got to tell you, because usually Mondays, the week, you're coming off the weekend, and it's like, it's Monday, we're starting a new work week. Obviously, it's a holiday season, so it's a little bit different deal when it's this time of year, because there's, a lot of things going on, and we've got kind of a screwy schedule this week for the shows. But having said all of that, the weekend, I think I'm getting too damn old to have weekends, Edwin, like I had this past weekend. I leave the station Friday night after the show, and Maggie and I go and meet my daughter and son-in-law for dinner. It's something we wanted to do. They got a babysitter for the kids. It was just the adults, and, well, we kind of took advantage of that. We had a nice dinner and a few drinks, and then we went somewhere else and had a few more drinks, and then we went somewhere else and had a few more drinks, and, wow. I raised her right, I'll tell you. That's all I can say. As I raised her right, she can keep up with the best of them. That's not. I shouldn't be too proud of that, I guess, but she knows what I'm talking about. Then Saturday, right? Saturday's kind of a slow morning. A little bit slow moving when I get out of bed. But we had the 72-ounce steak eating challenge, James Pledger. So we were all over at Minix's house, and I got to tell you, Jason Minix, when he talks about cooking on the grill, the guy's pretty damn good at it. And the steak that was courtesy of Tri-County Meat Market, Joe Herring brought it over and donated it for the challenge. We also had Beer Santa there, who brought along some Flight by Yingling, which was much appreciated as well. So props to both of those guys, and a big shout out to both of them. But it had to still be cooked. So Minix cooks it up. And I'm going to tell you, I saw the finished product when I got over to his house that night. And I'm going, dang, I want to eat that thing. Now, there's no way that I would even attempt to eat a 72-ounce steak. Because I have trouble with a 12-ounce steak sometimes. So I couldn't do it. Pledge, we thought, might have an opportunity. Because I've seen this dude eat. He's like a garbage disposal. That's just the way he rolls. And so we thought, well, why not? And he always wanted to do it, so we gave it a try. Now, we live streamed it. I want to thank all of you that tuned into that on Saturday night for watching Pledge and encouraging him, because I was trying to razz him a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I think Minix was too, and there were some others that were trying to razz him a little bit, but he did a pretty good job. Now, if you weren't with us or you didn't know the rules, you didn't hear us last week, he had an hour to eat a 72-ounce steak, a salad, a baked potato, and a shrimp cocktail. So Pledge starts out with a shrimp cocktail, eats all 5 of the shrimp right away. Boom, that's done. And then he starts tearing into the steak. And this guy's, he's moving, he's going, and he's cutting that steak, and he's eating it. And I'm going, there might be hope for this guy to get this done. And the more I watched him, because we had it on inside on the television. You ever hear Minix talk about he's got 2 TVs in his living room. One's a big TV, and then he's got a smaller TV so he can watch a couple of different things at once. We had Pledge on the small TV while the Bears and Packers were going on the big TV. But so you're watching this, and he's going along at a pretty good clip. And with about 30 minutes left, I'm thinking, And then all of a sudden, you can see him slow down. Just kind of slow down, and it was getting a little tougher. Now, Pledge explained this after the fact that once the steak started getting cold, it was harder to chew. And we had a big controversy there at the house. Now, look, Minix's wife, Joanna, is got a huge heart, right? She does. And so she wanted to warm the steak up for him. Well, we said, no, you can't do that. That's against the rules. You can't warm the steak up, because then we would have to stop the clock and, all of that stuff. So he's got to eat it the way he did. But he said it was really chewy the colder the steak got. And I get that. I understand it. But, that's kind of that's the way that it works. You got to follow the rules. So he didn't do it. Time ran out on him. He didn't quit. The guy kept eating, and he kept going for the full hour. He just ran out of time. And I'm pretty happy that he did, because he left about a 20-ounce piece of meat there that we did heat up after the fact. And it's like a bunch of vultures on that thing. Everybody wanted a taste of it because it looked good, and it was delicious. I'm going to tell you what. So I don't feel too sorry for Pledge, because he got a pretty damn good meal out of the deal. And I don't know what kind of shape he was in yesterday. I'm assuming he was okay. He said he played golf, so I'm pretty sure he was fine. But and I'll be honest with you, the guys inside, we had some other food inside, and he's in there snacking around on that stuff afterwards. I don't know where he puts it and how he stays so skinny, but that's the way he did it. So thank you all for tuning in. And again, thanks to Flight by Yingling and Tri-County Meat Market for pitching in to make that thing a success. And I want to do something like that again. I really do. I want to do something like that again, because I appreciated the fact that there were so many people that wanted to watch that. And so it made us all happy, actually. So we appreciated that. So I think there's interest in doing stuff like that. And if you guys are going to watch, then, well, we'll continue to do stuff like that. Now, Sam 210 on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says, how did he cook it? It was medium rare. It was medium rare, and it was delicious. It was cooked to perfection. So, I don't know. All of it was good. But that was just a part of it. And, of course, we're partying there. We're watching the Bears game, and it was one hell of a football game. And then we get up on Sunday morning. 9:30, we got to be out at the hangar. We're flying to Dallas to go see the Chargers and the Cowboys. And, of course, where we're sitting there, and you got free booze, you got all the food you want. And so, well, we're drinking some more. And then I get back. We get back about 4:30 after the game. Had a birthday party to go to, Maggie and I, for some friends of ours, dinner and a little party. And obviously there's a little more drinking going on. So my liver needs a little bit of a break before we get to the Christmas Day celebration, because we're going to have some family over, and I know there'll be some more of that going on, and so I need to dry out a little bit. So the whole point I'm trying to make is, for an old guy like me, it was one hell of a weekend. I'm not sure I could have done that, I don't know, 30 years ago. But I did it this weekend. I got to admit, a little bit tired, so I think I'll sleep well tonight. But it was a good weekend. So I'm happy it's Monday. I'm happy it's Christmas week. And I can't believe it's Christmas week already. Are y'all like me? I cannot believe that it's Christmas week already. It just got here before you knew it, and it's unbelievable. All right, I don't know if this is a robot or a bot or whatever, a fake, but David Macias says he saw a Pledge on the golf course, and he's got hemorrhoids. So I would imagine that Pledge was probably on the pot a good deal of Sunday. I would imagine that happened. Now, I don't know, again, if that's a fake David Macias or a real one, because we've had a lot of fakes here lately, but that wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But props to Pledge for getting that done. Props to him for giving it a valiant effort, and thanks again to everybody that showed up there on our live stream and watched and cheered him on. It was a fun weekend. It really was a lot of fun. Gilbert Salinas won our Mellow Mushroom giveaway, $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom a few minutes ago. We've got more stuff to give away. Edwin's put up all of this stuff, and so I got to give it away, and I think we should do that now. Don't you, Edwin?
I think we should.
I think we should. So we'll do that. We're going to give away, is this a pair of tickets? I think I've got it right here. I'm asking you. Is it a pair? And it's also Whataburger, too, I believe. Let me make sure I get this. Here we go.
It's both games of the Navy All-American and the San Antonio Sports Star.
The Navy All-American game
All-Star game
and the San Antonio All-Star game from San Antonio Sports. 2 games, 1 ticket. You're going to win a family 4-pack of tickets to see the Navy All-American Bowl at 12:30 on January 10th, which also gets you into the San Antonio Sports All-Star game presented by Valero at 5:30. Plus, 4 free Whataburger coupons. All right? You want to do that? All you have to do is be caller number 6 at 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. We're talking Dallas Cowboys football. What do they have to play for anymore? We'll talk about it. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Christmas Day at noon. The Cowboys are in Maryland, taking on the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. Pre-game at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high quality, real Texas football and premium fresh pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Feel like hitting the jackpot? At Thomas J. Henry, we're making it happen, and you don't even need to buy a ticket. We're giving away $5,000 in cash every week to 5 people from now till December. And then in December, we're giving 2 lucky winners $100,000 each. No scratch-offs, no numbers to pick. Just go to thomasjhenrylaw.com and enter today. Thomas J. Henry. Big wins. No ticket required. No purchase necessary. See rules at thomasjhenrylaw.com.
Oh, Christmas leaks, you make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quartermoon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quartermoon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would it leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection on the drivetrain, AC, and more. Get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. 800-303-4223. 800-303-4223.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
Need last-minute gifts? J. Crew Factory has got you covered. Enjoy up to 60% off store-wide and shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J. Crew Factory, where you'll score our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let that one play a minute, Edwin. Little Feliz Navidad. That'll get you in the Christmas spirit. It's always a good song. I don't know, you got a favorite Christmas song that you like? I don't know that I have a favorite one. I'm kind of the Dean Martin guy with the Baby It's Cold Outside. You heard that one? Even you, Edwin, you've heard that one. It's an old song, dude, and you're a young dude.
Jackson 5 for me.
Jackson 5?
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. There's a lot of good Christmas songs out there, and at this time of year, I get geeked up about that. I know a lot of people, don't like it when they start playing Christmas music too early. I kind of like it. I don't mind it at all. And it's always sad that here we are in Christmas week, and Christmas is Thursday, and the holiday season, I mean, it's going fast. It's going to go away just like that. A lot of good stuff coming up, though, if you're a sports fan, and obviously if you're listening to this show, I have a feeling you are. So that's a good thing. But if you got a favorite Christmas song, I like to hear it. Not hear you sing it, because I don't want to hear you sing it. But, if you got a favorite one, I don't know. We were talking, Edwin and I, earlier about, Christmas shows, movies, and Die Hard, I think, is a Christmas movie. I would say it's my favorite because I think that might be Elf. Elf might be my favorite. You got a favorite?
Not real. I mean, Elf is good. That's a movie you can watch 20, 30 times and you won't get tired of it.
You can.
So that might be it, actually. So I have to think about it. But I do think Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I don't know if...
Even though they don't consider it one.
I don't know. Yeah, they should. It should be a Christmas movie. I don't know if you saw and I didn't watch it live, but I've seen clips all over the internet. Saturday Night Live, apparently, Ariana Grande, I guess, was the host. And they did a skit about Home Alone. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. So I'm pretty sure that was this Saturday night, and I'm assuming she was the host of that particular episode. But this skit was one of the funniest things I've seen. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but if you haven't, go check it out. I'm sure you can find it. Just Google it or whatever. But you got to find it. It's just, I watched that today and laughed out loud. I mean, it was really cleverly done, and I'm a big Ariana Grande fan anyway. I think she's very talented in a lot of ways, but it just, it was very funny and well done. Now, Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie, is it? I wouldn't think of that. I don't know what's a good Christmas movie. Christmas with the Cranks. Christmas Vacation. I don't know. There's a lot of movies out there about Christmas. I know my mother-in-law, when she came to visit us a couple of weeks ago, and she's watching these Hallmark movies. All of these, they're all Christmas themed, but it's like, yeah, after a while, you kind of know what's going to happen and who's going to get with who. And and where the romance is going. But it's she's into those. So I don't know if you're into those or not. But it's just sports for me. We got a good game tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, by the way, brought to you by our friends of Flight by Yingling. Monday Night Football tonight, Indianapolis and San Francisco. They're actually playing that game in Indianapolis. San Francisco has already clinched the spot in the playoffs, and obviously the Colts are trying to stay alive somehow, some way. Phillip Rivers, again, will start at quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, so that should be a lot of fun watching him tonight and see how they do against San Francisco. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys didn't fare too well against the L.A. Chargers last night or yesterday afternoon there at Jerry World. We were there, Jason and I, along with our wives and some friends, but it was an offensive showcase in the first half for both teams. Neither defense could stop the other. And then it all changed in the second half. The Cowboys offense couldn't do anything in the second half, and the Chargers, albeit slowed down a little bit, certainly were still able to put some points on the board. The Cowboys didn't put any points on the board in the second half. And Dak Prescott was asked about that afterwards, and he said basically it was just kind of we got to pay better attention to the small details.
When you present that question, I guess I think about the 3-game winning streak of playing against some good teams, and when it got tougher, guys were actually producing more and making the plays in those games actually on the tougher side of the game rather than in the beginning. So hard to say that exactly, but I know as a leader of this team, especially as the offense, it will be addressed at some point or another, whether it's now or whether it's at the end of it. But I think maybe youth has a good reasoning for that, if that is the case, and guys will understand as they get older, right? Sometimes the guys put a lot on themselves, and hell, I did it when I was young, right? You put more pressure on yourself than ever is called for, rather than just going and executing and doing what you've done your whole life and what you've been coached to do. And so some of that comes with great leadership. Fixing that comes with great leadership, and then the other part comes with just experience, understanding that you've made it harder on yourself in those moments. And so how can you fix that communication as well? And so that'll be something I'm sure Shadi, myself, and all of us, that'll be talked about at the end of these 2 weeks more than tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure it will be, because they're going to have to address some things. And I wonder if and I'm curious about this, because I was having this conversation yesterday with a couple of people. And when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and their coaching staff, obviously Matt Eberflus is getting hammered. Moved up to the booth yesterday, didn't really do them much good. Maybe some adjustments were made in the second half, I'm not sure. But the defense was still pretty bad. They got no pressure on Justin Herbert yesterday. No sacks on him, and he's been sacked quite a few times, quite frankly, throughout the season. And their offensive line was banged up. So the defense hasn't improved. If you've listened to the show, my feelings about Eberflus, not sure he should have ever been hired. He was a disaster at Chicago as a head coach. So I don't know. It's interesting. I got to check and see if this is real. Edwin, we may have some breaking news here coming up here in just a moment, but give me a minute. I want to make sure that this is real. Dak was also asked this question, and I find this an interesting question, and I think his answer is interesting also. He was asked if it's hard to play out the season knowing you have nothing to play for.
Honestly, I guess it's different when you do this. And no, I'm not firing any shots. But I've said it over and over. This is our job. We're blessed. You know how hard we've worked and the sacrifices we've got to even get to this league, to get to this 10 years in for myself, to be healthy, to I said it to the team in I think it was Friday when we were breaking down, or Saturday, whenever. It's this game has given us so much. How could you cheat it? And so to answer it, I don't know anything else. I'm not going to cheat this game. I'm going to give this game everything that I have, and that's just how my mind works. It's not I've got to flip back in or flip back, or I can turn it off. It's not the play. That's how you get hurt. That's how you go out there and embarrass yourself. That's how you lose a job. So for me, it's about preparing, staying true to the process, and staying true to how I play this game. I've prepared to play this game, and a lot of work has went into this. And I think Osa said it best, when he just broke down the team right there after the game of, we got 2 weeks left and nothing's promised in life, right? Our football careers damn sure aren't, so nothing in life is. Like, let's enjoy these 2 weeks, cherish these moments, these practices, these time together with the men and the brothers that we love and we've got an opportunity to play with. This team won't be the same next year, so let's enjoy this and give it our best.
Yeah, I checked on this breaking news, and it is real. In fact, Tom Pelissaro is reporting this. DK Metcalf has been suspended by the NFL for 2 games. Don't know if you saw the Detroit Steelers game yesterday. DK Metcalf got into a little argument, a little spat with a fan. Went up and grabbed the fan and appeared to punch him. I'm not sure that was actually a punch or just a push-off. But either way, it doesn't matter. Metcalf has been 2-game suspension. Now, he plans to appeal, according to this, but a 2-game suspension. I find this interesting because, look, you can't do that. I don't care how irate or out of line a fan is. You got to do it in the line. You can't go up and try to handle this thing your own way, even if it pisses you off. Because I've heard a couple of different stories. One, the fan told security that he just called DK Metcalf by what the DK stands for. DK and some others are saying that's not the case, that he actually used the N-word and called his mother something very unflattering for women. I don't know which story's true or what's not, but apparently the NFL has looked into it and have enough to say you're suspended for 2 games. Because, look, you have to send that message. You absolutely have to send the message. You can't mess with fans. If there's a jackass up in the stands, and look, you got to tell somebody to get him the hell out of here. But you can't do this. This is going to cost Pittsburgh. I mean, this is not good for Pittsburgh. With 2 games left, they're battling for the division title. And now they're not going to have, arguably, their best wide receiver on the field for the next 2 games. So now he is going to appeal this thing, according to Tom Pelissaro, and he may win it. It could be reduced. All of those things are possible. But if this is upheld, that certainly hurts the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. DK Metcalf suspended for a couple of games. That was the breaking news I was talking about when we were hearing from Dak Prescott, but that's just tough. I know it's very difficult, especially if it's true that what the fan was saying was what DK Metcalf says he was saying, but you can't do it. You just got to stay away and handle it through different channels somehow, some way. So he is suspended, and rightfully so, at least at this point in time. I don't really care what the fan said. The fan was ejected, by the way. He was ejected from the game, so he's gone. And now DK Metcalf suspended for a couple of games. We'll see how that affects the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. I'm not sure there's anybody in that division that can catch them anyway. I mean, the Ravens are all but toast, especially if Lamar Jackson's out. He went out of the game yesterday with a back injury, and if he's toast, then well, the Ravens are probably toast too. Nobody else is going to catch them. Cincinnati certainly is not, and Cleveland isn't. They're not catching anybody. So let's go around the NFL. You want to? Let's do that. Why don't we? We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. Hi, Jason Minix here. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whether you need additional outlets or USB ports, you need to fix a fuse that is always blowing or a flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge and always free estimates, so it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Hill Electric is a great locally owned, family-run business. Again, never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074, or check their website, hill-electric.com. That's hill-electric.com. You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, HEB, and other fine stores.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
So we had that breaking news just a few minutes ago about DK Metcalf. More coming out on that. Ian Rappaport has got the official word from the NFL. It says Metcalf's actions violate league policy, which specifies that players may not enter the stands or otherwise confront fans at any time on game day. And if a player makes unnecessary physical contact with a fan in any way that constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct or presents crowd control issues and or risk of injury, he will be held accountable. And DK Metcalf, as of now, is being held accountable. He has been suspended by the league for 2 games. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off today. Edwin Hafner is in the glass box of fun, filling in for one James Pledger, who I can only assume is still recovering from the 72-ounce steak challenge.
He really couldn't finish it.
He really couldn't finish it. You're disappointed, aren't you?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
He was talking all kind of mess that he was going to finish it.
He couldn't finish it. And, you know, it's a damn shame. He was talking a lot of trash. He really was. And he didn't get it done. But I'm kind of happy, Edwin, because there was some steak for me left that he didn't touch. And so I was kind of guarding that steak a little bit because he had cut it into like 3 sections, this whole big 72-ounce steak. And there was one just beautiful, probably 20 ounces or so. I know Joe Herring from Tri-County Meat Market said that he probably ate, when it was all said and done, about 50 ounces of that thing. So pretty good. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it, but I wouldn't try, and I certainly wouldn't talk a lot of smack. But Pledge gave it the college try. That's for sure. Lots happening. Playoff races all over the place in the NFL, and I find it interesting because there's going to be a lot of newbies in the playoffs this year, and I say newbies. We're talking about quarterbacks that won't be there. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow won't be there. Lamar Jackson may or may not. I think they're still mathematically in there, but most likely not. I mean, they're not playing well, and he's hurt. So that's going to be a problem for the Ravens moving forward. So there's going to be a lot of newbies in there, guys like Drake May and Brock Purdy, and although Purdy's been there for a while, and Sam Darnold, and some new guys, some new faces, and some new teams, and it's going to be fun. Matthew Stafford will be there. He's going to be the old man. It looks like Aaron Rodgers most likely will be in the playoffs, although the DK Metcalf story certainly does not help their cause. That's going to be a big deal for them. But we'll see how they handle it. But let's see, how do I want to put this? As we get down to the home stretch, 2 games left. That's it. Not quite 2 games because San Francisco and Indy play tonight. So this will be their finish out this week of the NFL season. The Texans are battling. They're battling just to get in. And I say that. They've got a gaudy record. It's really nice. They've played well, especially as of late. Right now, they're the 7th seed. So they would be in. But Indianapolis is right there. And Jacksonville has been playing fantastic football. Baltimore hasn't been eliminated yet. They're right there. They don't have an E in front of their name just yet. If you're the Houston Texans, I think you're rooting for San Francisco tonight to give you a little bit of breathing room, because that would give you quite a bit, actually, give you a 2-game lead with 2 games to play. So you'll make your way into the playoffs. But you got to worry a little bit about the Texans, at least I did yesterday, when they struggle the way they did with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, if you were with us earlier, our good friend Indy Kalu, Houston Texans legend, he played for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Redskins as well, obviously went to Marshall and Rice. So he knows a thing or two about, and he said you can't disrespect anybody. It doesn't matter how they've been playing. They're all NFL players, and I get that. But the Raiders had just been awful. They've just been awful. Philadelphia smacked them and shut them out. So you're thinking that vaunted Houston defense, they wouldn't get anything. but they just kept hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. And Ashton Genty had one hell of a day. And that's concerning, giving up that many running yards. But the Texans got it done. So they're still right there, still in a good position. We mentioned the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I don't know about the rest of you, but how surprised are you? Because I kept waiting for this team just to collapse. I mean, honestly, I've been waiting for this team to collapse because they always do. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is playing perhaps the best football he's played since he's been in the NFL. They've got a hell of a defense. I think their run defense is near the top of the league. I mean, they are playing good football. They walk into Denver yesterday and just smacked the Broncos around. It wasn't even close. And that is not an easy place to win. So you got to look at the Jags. They're certainly for real. Man, I don't know what their schedule is. I'll look at it when we get into the break, or what's left for Jacksonville. But they got a good chance to win that division. Not only win that division, they've got a good chance of being a high seed in this thing. So Jacksonville's is a team to be reckoned with. I don't think there's any question about that. Then you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we've been talking a lot about them, obviously, with the DK Metcalf story. But they win yesterday. They go into Detroit and hold on against a Lions team that's simply desperate. I mean, their playoff hopes took a big hit, without a doubt, yesterday, losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, interesting. All kinds of stuff in that game, though. That game had a little bit of everything. We've talked a lot about DK Metcalf and his altercation, now suspended for a couple of games. But there was a controversial ending to that football game. And the Detroit Lions were trying to win this thing. I think they were down 5, 29-24, I believe, and they had an opportunity, needed a touchdown to win it, and it comes down to the final play.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown, however, pass interference, number 14 on the offense. By rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over. Whoa. There is no touchdown. Whoa. The OPI on number 14 negates the penalty. There is no replay. The game is over.
The OPI ends it. They even conceded, Gene, that Goff had scored a touchdown. As bizarre as it gets.
Yeah, 100%. In the NFL, offensive fouls with time expired do not extend. I was looking to see, and they may have been discussing whether there was progress on St. Brown and whether there was time, but once Carl Sheffer said the ruling was touchdown, we knew that time had expired. You see the OPI by St. Brown there. And as I said, the game was at 0 whenever Goff scored, so that is end of game. You don't extend on offensive penalties with zeros on the clock.
Wow, what a play. Now let me try and paint the picture for you if you didn't see it. And I'm sure if you didn't see it live, you've seen it by now because it was just one of those plays. Jared Goff back to pass. He throws the pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. St. Brown catches the ball, but he's not inside the end zone. And as they're moving him and he's just about to be tackled, he pitches the ball to Jared Goff, who catches it and dives into the end zone for what appears to be a touchdown. Just a heads-up play by both Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff, because you see Goff running, and they just kind of lock up, and they know what's happening. And it looks like, and obviously, as you just heard there, they ruled it a touchdown. It was a clean play. The only problem was Amon-Ra St. Brown, well, he committed pass interference before that. And so that ended the game. But just a crazy play, and can you imagine? I didn't have a dog in the hunt. I had Detroit in the game, gambling-wise. But it wouldn't have mattered. Even if they score there, I'm going to lose. And so it didn't matter. But it would have been really cool to see that play stand. Now, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you're probably saying, hell no. I'm glad that didn't stand. But, I mean, as a football fan, I mean, think about that ending. We'd be talking about that like unbelievable. That would have led the show today. We would have been screaming and cheering and yelling for that play. Just an outstanding play, but it's too bad it didn't count. And now the Detroit Lions' playoff hopes are really, really in trouble. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What in the hell is going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? That team has just been on a free fall. And it really is a shame because, well, it's a shame. I don't give a damn. But Baker Mayfield was like MVP candidate mid-season. He was MVP candidate, or certainly mentioned among the MVP candidates, but not anymore. Carolina takes him down yesterday. They take the lead in the NFC South and now control their playoff livelihoods, at least to win that division. New England, when are we going to start taking these guys for real? I think it's time. Drake May, MVP candidate. You got to consider him that. Although he's just so unassuming and not flashy and just kind of quiet and nobody looks at him. I think Matt Stafford, if you had a vote right now, probably gets the MVP award. Josh Allen should be into the MVP conversation. What this guy's doing, although they got the hell scared out of him yesterday by Cleveland. I don't know. It is so cool that what makes the NFL so cool, in my mind, is that any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. Isn't that the phrase? But I just think it is because I never thought Houston would struggle with Las Vegas. Never thought that Buffalo would struggle with Cleveland. And you see some of these games. Never thought the Jags would go into Denver and just spank the Broncos. It's incredible. I never thought the Baltimore Ravens would be all but out of the playoff picture. But they're there, and they're certainly getting there. That's for sure. And Lamar Jackson goes out with a back injury yesterday. Not sure how serious that is or how long it's going to keep him out. But if he's out, the Ravens don't have a chance. We could go into the playoffs with no Burrow, no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. Think about that. It's been a long time, at least for Mahomes anyway, and Jackson. I know Joe Burrow, I mean, guys, they weren't in the playoffs last year, but he certainly played well enough. And then there's the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, which they still will be the Kansas City Chiefs, although they'll be in Kansas, not in Missouri. That deal was finalized today, apparently. They're going to build a dome stadium in Kansas City, Kansas, right across the state line from where Arrowhead Stadium is. But just the fact that it's in Kansas. And it sounds like to me this is one hell of a rivalry between Kansas and Missouri. It really does. Because they were fighting for this. But it just goes to show you what can happen if you don't partner with your professional sports team. Missouri didn't want to lose the Kansas City Chiefs, but they're going to now. 2031 is when that's going to happen. Gardner Minshew, who was backing up Patrick Mahomes, they were feared he had a torn ACL, but apparently I'm seeing reports today that it is not torn, although he is certainly out for the remainder of the season. So I think they signed Shane Buechele just to close them out for mop-up duty for the last two games of the season. The only intrigue there with the Kansas City Chiefs is Travis Kelce going to retire? I think he will, and I think the Patrick Mahomes injury might be a big reason why, or something that pushes him over the edge. And he may want to wait a little while just to see what the prognosis is there. A lot of people are saying Mahomes could be back in 9 months. If that's the case, we're looking at September. So I just don't think Kelce has it anymore. I really don't. And again, I'll go with what I always say here, whether it's Tiger Woods or Aaron Rodgers or now Travis Kelce, I just don't want to see these guys play poorly at the end of their careers. I want to remember them for what they were and who they were. And Travis Kelce is going to go down as one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. There's no question about it. But I don't want to see him dropping 3 passes in a game. In a game Kansas City had to have that night, he drops 3 passes. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at in the NFL. 5 teams in the NFC have already clinched a playoff berth. 5 in the NFC. I think there's 2 thus far in the AFC that have clinched, and that's Denver and New England. They got theirs. They're a little more competitive, I guess, or a little more parity, however you want to look at it, in the AFC than there is in the NFC. But I don't know. I tell you, it's been a fun NFL season, without a doubt. No question about it, and it's going to be fun going down the stretch. We could have a scenario where San Francisco and Seattle, last game of the regular season, could decide the number 1 seed in the NFC. It would be a playoff game for all intents and purposes before we get to the playoffs. So I'm hoping for that. I hope Seattle wins their next game, and I hope San Francisco wins tonight and next week, and let that baby ride for that game. San Francisco and Seattle, that's going to be fun. I love the NFL. I don't know about y'all. I love college football too, but there's something about the NFL that I just absolutely love. It's the best reality TV show that there is. No question about that. Hey, we got some more stuff to give away because it is a Mellow Monday. We got another $50 gift card to give away to Mellow Mushroom. And we're going to do that right now, don't you think, Edwin?
You should.
It's good a time as any. I don't see why not. Let's do that right now. $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. We'll give it to caller number 12, 656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. Caller number 12, you get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Football season is heading into the home stretch. Jason Minix here for Underdog, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Plus, with Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. They've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. Now is the best time to get in the game, and of course, you can make your picks and win money right here in Texas, and it's easy to do it. You just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Let's get this new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs of every type from San Antonio area's best dealers. And free parking thanks to our dealers. Go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com for details and tickets. January 1st through the 4th at Expo Hall.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Want to be the block party hero this year? Head to Off Fireworks Megastore, just 2 miles outside 1604 and Petrenko. Get the loudest deals. Buy 2, get 1 free on 500-gram aerials and reloadable artillery shells, plus more. Light it up at Off Fireworks, 13022 Petrenko Road.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Light up your outdoor party with Mr. W Fireworks.
We always have the lowest prices around. That's right.
Our prices are always more than 50% lower than the other guys.
And we never charge any hidden fees.
Look for the big W on our sign and find us online at MrWFireworks.com. When you shop at Mr. W, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices on fireworks around.
And the biggest selection. Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again.
From our family to yours.
Happy New Year!
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit, and $400 off when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
License number 38961.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf has been suspended 2 games by the NFL for his role in an altercation with a fan at Ford Field on Sunday. The league made that announcement today. How about the Smithson Valley Rangers back-to-back as state champs? They look down to they took down previously unbeaten Lone Star Frisco 28-6 up in Jerry World. Congrats, Coach Hill.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Monday, kicking off the holiday week. That's what's pretty cool about this Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday out there, doing whatever it is you are doing. Thanks for stopping by here and spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is off today, spending some time with his family on this holiday week. Hope he's having a good time doing that. James Pledger off as well, but Edwin Hafner is here. Controlling things in the glass box of fun. Happy to have Edwin here. And, of course, happy to have all of you here as well. And, again, just a shout-out to all of you for tuning in the other night, Saturday night, and watching Pledge try that 72-ounce steak challenge. Appreciate y'all doing that. And I can promise you, I think with the success of that event and the interest that you guys had, guys and girls, that we'll have some more of those kinds of things. I really think it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing it. I think Minix did as well. So happy that you guys did that. We do appreciate it very much. Lots going on, obviously, in the sports world. We've been talking a lot of football, and rightly so, because, well, I mean, the NFL season is winding down. The college football season, you got the playoffs in full swing. I know it's kind of a difficult Monday, I think, for Texas A&M fans today, although their volleyball team came through and won a national title. Congratulations to the A&M volleyball team. That's awesome. They took down the number 1 seed. So congratulations to Texas A&M for winning a national championship in volleyball. That is a pretty good deal. But I know everybody was hoping for a little bit better with the football team, and that did not work out too well. In fact, it was awful. We'll talk more college football coming up in just a moment, but I feel remiss not to talk about the team that resides right here in San Antonio. the San Antonio Spurs. This team is on a roll, and I'm talking a big-time roll. They have won 6 straight games. 6 straight games. And they're doing it with their best player still dealing with limited minutes. They're taking their time with him. They're making sure that everything's okay. This team is just playing well. So many different players playing well. I tell you what, again, they just continue to exceed my expectations for them, for sure. We knew they would be better. We knew that they had to improve. We talked about it a great deal, that it was playoffs or bust. They got to get there, whether it was play-in or playoffs. They had to get there. But I tell you what, the way this team is playing, you can see them. I mean, if the playoffs started right now, they'd be a number 2 seed in this playoffs. That's incredible for this young ball club. They just destroyed Washington last night up in D.C., 124-113. De'Aaron Fox has just been he's been a monster. He really has been a monster. Steph Castle's been playing well. I mean, it's hard not to find somebody that isn't playing well for this ball club. And they're getting it done in different times. You know what I mean? At different times where, if you need a Luke Cornett to step up, he's stepping up. If you need De'Aaron Fox to hit a shot, he's hitting a shot. Harrison Barnes doing the same thing. Devin Vassell doing the same thing. Keldon Johnson. They're just getting a lot of good contributions from a lot of different people. And, boy, I find it fascinating. This team is just on a roll. Big test coming up for them. Obviously, they took down Oklahoma City, what was it, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, to get to the finals of the Emirates Cup tournament that the NBA has. And that was a hell of a game. But now they've got 2 back-to-back against Oklahoma City. They're going to take them on here in San Antonio tomorrow night inside the Frostbank Center. And then they'll travel to Oklahoma City to battle the Thunder again on Christmas Day. So a couple of pretty good tests for the Spurs team coming up back-to-back, like a playoff series against Oklahoma City. I think the Spurs match up pretty well against them. I really do. It's going to be interesting. And I heard Mitch Johnson the other day talking about Victor Wembanyama, talking about how the minutes restriction is going to stay in for a while. Now, I don't know what he means by a while, but I think they want to ease him back, and they want to make sure that he's healthy, fresh, and ready to go for the back half of the season, if nothing else. And to make sure, obviously, they don't want any more nagging injury problems. So I find it interesting that your best player, the number 1 pick in the draft, the alien, is still coming off the bench and playing 20, 22, 25 minutes a game. And this team is still having the success that they're having. That's what's baffling. That's what's amazing about all of this. If you would have told me, and I've been staring at it all day, and I don't know how y'all do it, but I've been staring at it all day. The San Antonio Spurs are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference right now. 6 games in a row they've won. I mean, it baffles me. Is anybody else as surprised at this as I am? I'm really curious to know what you think about it. It really is surprising to me that they're playing this well. And all along, they're able to rest Wemby. I don't know if you're surprised or not. If you are, you can comment on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go there, like and subscribe said page. You can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210, or you can call in the old-fashioned way, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. I'm just curious if you are as surprised as I am by this. It is just an incredible thing to watch. And what it does is it gets us back to being excited about this basketball team. I know they went through the rebuilding thing, the tanking period, all of that kind of stuff. I didn't like it. I was hoping they'd do it another way, but I'm not going to say I was wrong or would want to do anything else because I still think you need a fresh mix, which they have now, of youth and veteran leadership. They've got that now. You guys like Fox, Harrison Barnes, Luke Cornett. You've got that now to go along with some of the young talent. It's a good mixture. That's always been key to a Spurs successful basketball season. It just always has. And so they've got that now, and they're playing like it. And they've got that point guard now that they need. And you remember the time Jeremy Sohan, Pop put him in at point guard, trying to make him a point guard. Didn't work. And they never really had that guy. Chris Paul, I know he played 1 year, but he wasn't the future. He was just a stopgap. Kind of like hiring a quarterback to come in while your young player gets up to speed. That's pretty much what Chris Paul was. I love the way they're playing. I love the way De'Aaron Fox is running this basketball team. I can't wait for tomorrow night's game. And then again on Christmas Day. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the challenge and how the Spurs respond to this challenge when they come up against Oklahoma City with a couple of games in a row. It's just going to be fascinating to watch. A lot of great comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page when I was talking about how we're going to do a steak challenge type of thing again. And I think we will at some point in time. I don't know when, but I think we will. Eagle fan says there's a challenge, a chicken fried steak challenge without ketchup. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I guess I could, but I prefer it with ketchup. You like chicken fried steak, Edwin?
Yeah.
Do you put ketchup on it?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I just think I don't like ketchup.
You don't like ketchup?
No, I think it's disgusting.
What's the matter with you?
You put ketchup on your chicken fried steak?
I do. Yeah, you get a little gravy in there, and then
I put gravy, but not
a little ketchup after that. It's delicious.
Gravy's. I just put gravy on it, but no ketchup.
No hope for you, Edwin. I don't know, what are we going to do with you, buddy? I'm not sure. I just don't know. Ketchup, gravy. It's a perfect mixture. In fact, I had some chicken strips for lunch today. And a little thing of gravy that I got. And I put ketchup in it. You mix it up. It's delicious.
I think that's disgusting.
It is delicious, my friend. Delicious. You need to expand your mind, Edwin. Expand it. You'll be happy you did. No, he doesn't like ketchup. I didn't know anybody that didn't like ketchup.
I like mustard.
Well, I like mustard too. Joshua Jimenez on our YouTube page is saying I'm a 5-year-old, or you're not a 5-year-old. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Joshua, not Justin. Nothing to do with anything. I like ketchup. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. College football playoffs underway. Aggie fans upset. What do you think went wrong, Aggie fans? I have my thoughts, and we'll talk about them. But I'd like to hear yours as well. You know all the ways to do it. Go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Phone lines 210-656-3776. What went wrong with the Texas A&M Aggies, and how in the world do we fix the college football playoff system? Because the 2 games after that Aggie game, no bueno. No bueno. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can also text bail to 474747 or even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or online, mybestbailbonds.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have a question for AJ. Like, do you actually wear a fake headset on game day? Because I have a vision of you just like with a headset on, like, going through the motions.
Andy Reid.
Really awesome.
He goes Coach Reid. He's got a menu.
Fake Andy Reid. Yeah, fake Andy Reid. I love that guy. I mean, fake Andy Reid who's got his headset. I just wondered because, again, you are very knowledgeable, but I think that's what I'm going to do when I retire is I'm just going to sit around with a headset and talk to nobody but myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, go for it here.
Keep a challenge flag in your sock.
And then I tell myself, oh my God. I said, I can't believe Shoddy did this. I'm going to talk to him on the radio on Friday, and I can't believe he did this.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
San Antonio is Aggie country. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Wow. Edwin pulling out the good Christmas music there. Well done, Edwin. Good job, buddy. Outstanding. It is a Christmas week, man. It's hard to believe already. It's Christmas week. Christmas is Thursday. For goodness sake. I hope everybody's got their stuff done. Shopping if you're going to do that. And I hope that's all done. I drove by an H-E-B today. And I don't know if there was a parking spot in the entire lot. So I know people are out and about trying to get all their stuff for a Christmas feast or however they're doing that. But it was there. I don't think there was an empty parking lot in the deal, an empty parking spot in the whole lot. It was packed. So H-E-B's got to be loving this time of year. Now, it's only going to get worse. You know that, right? You know that as we get closer to Thursday. Because I'm assuming H-E-B is open on Wednesday for a while, but they're closed on Thursday. So if you miss out and don't get it done or need something, then you're kind of screwed. So everybody's trying to get that done and get it done. Can you imagine if H-E-B's that crowded? I would imagine Costco is that crowded. All of those places are just packed. Unbelievable. But that's the time of year. What are you doing? What are you going to do? You got to go. You got to fight through the crowds. Isn't that part of the fun, though? I'm not a big crowd guy, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of part of the fun. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. I don't mind it at all. By the way, we just got the injury report for the Spurs, and they're listing Wemby as questionable for tomorrow's game against Oklahoma City. It says left calf injury management. So he may not play at all against OKC tomorrow night.
Maybe saving him for Christmas Day.
Well, maybe so. And I would imagine if you're going to rest him, this is the game to rest him because the NBA might get a little, a little butthurt if you rest him on Christmas Day because it's a big day for them. But we'll see. That just came out, the injury report for the San Antonio Spurs. All right, let's talk some college football because I was really disappointed in the Texas A&M Aggies. And I know we've got a lot of Aggie fans on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. And they had to be just as disappointed as I am. I'm not a fan per se, but it's like I'd like to see them do well, though. We are the Aggie station, and I certainly don't want to root against them. I wanted to see them do well. They went out and flat out laid an egg. The offense laid an egg. I thought their defense played great football. A lot of missed field goals in that game, but the wind was – did you see the wind? The wind was howling in that game. I don't know how many total missed field goals there were, but there were several on both sides. I still think the Aggies defense showed up and played well. But that offense was terrible. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, although other than to say this. Think about it. Now, the Aggies got a big win against Notre Dame to start the season. Big win. But then they really didn't play anybody. And I know you've heard this, and I've got Aggie friends and even family that, they're tired of hearing that. But it's true. They played no one. And that's not their fault. It happens. The year before, Texas had the same easy schedule in the SEC. They didn't have to play the top-tier teams. So what happens is you almost get beat by a lot of those. They struggled against Auburn, got it done. Struggled against South Carolina, remarkable comeback. But they did have their struggles against teams. Then they run into Texas, a Texas team that had kind of gotten their footing by that point in time, and they got beat. You run into a Miami team that's pretty good, especially defensively, and you get beat. And so I wonder, and again, there's nothing the Aggies can do about it, and it's not their fault, and we can sit here all day long and figure out why and how and everything. But look, even Aggie fans ought to admit you just didn't play anybody. When it came to teams that you had to beat, you just couldn't because, well, you just didn't match up well with them. Marcel Reed might have played the worst game of his season. I'm not sure. He was off target big time. The Aggies still had an opportunity to tie that thing up until Reed may have thrown his worst pass of the football game. And it was picked off, and that was the end of that. It's one of those things, and I think it does you a disservice. Here's the problem with the SEC, and the Big Ten too, for that matter. While they're considered the two power conferences, yes, they've got some good teams, but they can tend to be top-heavy. This year was a little bit different. Vanderbilt, normally a bottom feeder, was a good team. You can have that from time to time. And maybe things change with NIL and the transfer portal and all of that. You may have the same, it may be different now moving forward. But again, Texas was the beneficiary of that their first year in the SEC. I think the only team that they had to play, I'd have to look back, so I don't want to say so. I know they had Oklahoma, but Oklahoma was down last year. They didn't have a good team last year when Texas faced them. So, I don't know what you do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to play who's in front of you. The Aggies did that. They beat everybody until they ran into Texas, and that hurt. And then Miami, and obviously that hurt because they're out of the playoffs now, and you got to start looking for next year. I think Mike Elko's done a good job with his football team. I really do. I think he's done a good job. He's changed the culture, and I think they're going to be okay. And I'll ask you, is Marcel Reed the guy? Everybody said he was. Everybody's telling us he was. And he seemed to have good control of that offense. I just think his inaccuracy is a problem. And I think it's a problem moving forward. There are times when this guy throws a ball and it's perfect. But then there are times like that interception in the end zone where it's just horrible. And again, I hear the arguments, well, was that the wide receiver? I don't think so in this case. That ball was so far behind the wide receiver, it was horrible. I don't know if he's the guy or not. Mike Elko, he got paid, as it's being pointed out on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Yeah, he got paid. He got a new contract based off of that schedule. And look, anytime you're unbeaten that deep into the season, you need some credit. I don't care who or what teams you're playing. You deserve some credit. But what scares me is that now these teams talking about not even having the tough teams to start the season with. So I don't know. Yeah, Alexandra on our YouTube page is his new offensive coordinator next year. True. Coach Elko did a good job this year. Yes. Give Miami's defense credit. Okay, Alexandra, I will. They played well. Although when you look at it, and I know you watched the game, Alexandra, along with everybody else, A&M was able to drive up and down the field. That Miami defense was really good at bending but not breaking. And again, a lot of missed field goals in that game, but I think Miami missed 3. If I remember correctly, they missed 3 field goals. I think the Aggies only missed 1. You got to score in the red zone. The Aggies had a hard time doing that. And good drive there at the end. I will give Reed credit for that. It was a good drive. He had his team in position to tie the game, or if they go for two and try and win it, he had them in position. But he couldn't come through when it counted. So I don't know what you do. He is coming back. He's already said that. It'll be interesting to see what the Aggies do and what their team looks like. The problem with college football is now, you used to be, you got freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and you know who's kind of coming back. Now you never know. I mean, UTSA Roadrunners are losing, 20 players to the transfer portal. And can you imagine some of these other schools? You see it all the time now. That portal's going to open up on the 2nd, and it's going to stay open for a little while. And there are going to be a lot of guys trading teams or switching teams. And so you can rebuild quickly. You can certainly lose players quickly, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But the Aggies, it's got to be disappointing though for Aggie fan. I mean, it has to be. I'm not an Aggie fan per se, but I'm disappointed in them, and I just don't. That kind of performance in a game like that is just disappointing to me. And I can only imagine Aggie fans. My son-in-law is an Aggie. He graduated from Texas A&M, and I know he was very nervous when we were out on Friday night about this game, and nervous when the draw came in, quite frankly. And to see that the Aggies had to take on Miami right off the bat, it was tough for them. But they kind of did it to themselves because, they lost to Texas. And that's unfortunate for them. Had they beaten Texas, and then you go into the SEC championship game, who knows? Maybe you have a first-round bye, and you're not playing until New Year's Day. So it's interesting, and college football is fun, and it's been a lot of fun, and the playoffs are fun, and they're going to expand them. If you think they're not going to, you're just missing out. And so what do you do, and who do you put in? Because I'll be honest with you, as excited as I was about that Aggie game on Saturday, I was not excited at all to watch Tulane and Ole Miss or JMU and Oregon. I had no desire to watch that, and I was just happy that there was NFL football coming on. I was thrilled about it because I wasn't interested in those other two games. I wasn't even, the lines were, a lot of times you'll watch a game, or certainly me, I'm a degenerate gambler, but I had no desire. The lines were too big, first and foremost. 17.5, I think, was Ole Miss, and 21.5 for JMU, although late touchdown, they covered that spread, and I know there were some people happy about that. They got to do something as far as I'm concerned. I think you've got to have the whole thing about a playoff is to have the best teams in there. But I heard somebody say this today, and I don't know if it's true or not. If you don't let the smaller schools in, there's going to be lawsuits all over the place. So you're going to have to come up with a way where the big boys play and the little guys play. I know Jason Minix has been talking about that for a while. You have kind of like we have here in Texas. You got 6A Division I, 6A Division II. I think that's a good idea. I think you get rid of conference championship games. I don't think they matter all that much anymore. You win your conference during the regular season. And all of these conferences are going to 9 games now. All of them. I just saw where Notre Dame and USC aren't going to play this year. Then now Notre Dame is scheduled to back a home-and-home with BYU instead. So their schedule gets a little bit easier. I mean, it just does. And again, Notre Dame is one of those teams that just, they get respect when they don't deserve it. It's true. They don't deserve it. They don't play anybody, and then they whine about getting knocked out of the playoff chase. It's crazy. I did hear today, though, and I don't know if you guys have heard this. Marcus Freeman is a leading candidate to be the head coach of the New York Giants. They're trying to pry him away from Notre Dame and send him to the NFL That would be an interesting move, and I think a good one. I think a dude's a hell of a coach. He's just a bright, intelligent guy. Giants, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to watch to see if that happens. You got to get a guy like that out of Notre Dame. You got no business there. Come on. College football is fun. I just disappointed with the playoffs. Now that first round is over, I'm excited about them because there's some good matchups coming up, and I'm excited about it. I think the next round of the football playoffs are going to be just a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it, and sucks that we have to wait until New Year's Day. I thought they'd go bang bang. I don't know. We got more stuff to give away, Edwin.
We do.
We do. I think it's a good time to do that too. In fact, we've got the Navy All-American game and the San Antonio All-Star game presented by San Antonio Sports. 2 games, 1 ticket. We've got a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the Navy All-American Bowl at 12:30 on January 10th. But that ticket also gets you into the San Antonio Sports All-Star game presented by Valero at 5:30. Plus, we're going to feed you. You get 4 free Whataburger coupons. All right? So there you go. If you want to go to the Navy All-American Bowl and the San Antonio All-Star game as well, San Antonio Sports All-Star game, all you have to do is be caller number, what do we go? How about caller number 3? 656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 3, you get a family 4-pack of tickets. Good luck. Got to talk to you about my good friends at Connecticut. I want to brag a little bit. I love my Connecticut quality water softener. It's a fantastic product. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit skeptical when I first got this thing. There's no way it could be that much better than anything else I've ever had. But I learned very quickly that it is. It is head and shoulders above anything else I've ever had. It is the most popular water softener on the market. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made in America. It's fantastic. I love the fact that you don't plug this thing in. It runs on that, what they call kinetic energy. So it's not a drain on your electric bill, but it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Outstanding warranty coverage as well, but I'll be honest with you, I doubt if you ever use that thing. It just doesn't break down. And they are still doing this deal. You get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. They're also giving you free money. 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Incredible deal. Take advantage of it. Do it now. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle? Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
There's a reason why you own a Kubota. It's because you won't settle for second best. The Kubota L-Series has been the #1 best-selling compact tractor in the U.S. for 15 years straight. And the Kubota SVL Series has been the #1 best-selling compact track loader in the U.S. for the last 6 years. Now that's saying something. So don't be fooled by other dealers wanting to trade for your orange. We're Ewald Kubota, keeping it orange for over 75 years.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Let's get the new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. San Antonio area's best dealers have put together a fantastic RV show with the best prices ever. Hundreds of RVs for every family. Small towables, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and Class A, B, and C motorhomes. They're all on sale. Our dealers are picking up parking, so it's free. Come on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com to buy tickets in advance. Thursday, January 1st through Sunday the 4th at Expo Hall. Doors open daily at 10 a.m. at SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Mellow
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran owned and operated. They've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff. Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Well, we got some comments going on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page for sure. Aggie fans not happy. People that aren't Aggie fans are kind of rubbing it in a little bit. It's the way that it goes, I guess. College football, the rivalries, and all of that stuff. And talking to our good friend Alexandra, a good friend of the show, and she said she doesn't let emotions, dictate how she feels or whatever. And I understand that, but I wish I could do that because I think I was a little pissed off at the Detroit Lions yesterday. I won't lie to you. A little pissed off at them. Really thought they would play better against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I took them. Cost me some money. But it happens. That's why they call it gambling, I guess, huh? I don't know. I'd like to win every game. Is that too much to ask? I just want to win every game. Every game I play, I want to win it. And I'm not going to apologize for that. Come on. Casey, yeah, it is. It's football isn't a game. It's a way of life. It is life. I agree. And that's why it sucks when football season's over. I hate it. It goes by so fast, man. It is it's one of those seasons that just is nuts. And then I hate it. It's terrible. When it's over, that is. Sorry, I'm looking around here. I'm a little distracted. I'm looking for my cut sheet, and I don't know what I did with it, Edwin. There it is. We have a little cut sheet. If you're watching on YouTube, you see that Edwin and our pledge puts together, tells us all the great little sound bites we have. So I couldn't find it. I'm looking around, so I was a little distracted. My apologies to you for that. I hope everybody's having a good day out there and in the holiday spirit, maybe listening to a little music. I know that the conversation on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page was not good. kind of bringing people down. But it's the holiday season, so be nice, everybody. Be nice to say hello to somebody. Give them a candy cane or something. I don't know. You could do that. The Cowboys, I don't know how they're feeling. I did hear Stephen Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan say that Dak Prescott will play on Thursday. The Cowboys travel to Washington to take on the Command Skins, and Dak Prescott is going to play. They're not going to shut him down. I have a feeling, irregardless of how this game goes on Thursday, Prescott won't play against the Giants. I think Joe Milton will get his opportunity to play in that game, and it's going to be kind of like the game he played in when he was a member of the New England Patriots last year, and he looked really good, and I think might have been the catalyst or the stepping stone to, get him to the Dallas Cowboys or get them to be interested in him, certainly. But the Cowboys yesterday, we were there, Minix and I, and they were great in the first half. Fantastic in the first half. Offensively. The defense wasn't so good, but neither were the Chargers' defense yesterday in the first half. Second half, though, the Cowboys' offense couldn't do anything. And I have to believe, as good as that offense is, it's hard for me to make an excuse for it, because they should be able to move the football on anybody. And the last time I checked, the Chargers' defense is not a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination. To me, the difference was in that game, and this might piss off some Cowboy fans, but it's true, and you need to deal with it. Brian Schottenheimer got out-coached by Jim Harbaugh in the second half. Pure and simple. He shut down that offense, which is run by Brian Schottenheimer. Now, I'm not going to say Schottenheimer's bad, or it's not what I'm saying. The guy will get another chance, and he'll probably get another chance after that. What I'm saying is, though, he's got some growing to do, too. I know he's been an offensive coordinator for a long time, but this is his first year as a head coach. And when you get up against coaches like a Harbaugh, like some of the other teams that have a legit coach that has been there a while, has been doing it a while, that's what happens. And I think Harbaugh made the adjustments yesterday in the halftime locker room. And Schottenheimer, well, he couldn't handle what he was seeing. Now, Schottenheimer was asked, after the game, what happened? He simply said they didn't play complimentary football.
Yeah, well, I think when you look at the game, complimentary football, we did not have that. Offensively, I thought in the first half we were terrific. They really struggled to stop us, and thought we were kind of having our way. And then defensively, obviously, we had our struggles in the first half. This team, I'm talking about the Chargers, of course, they do a great job of possessing the football. And, got to be able to get off the field on third down, and we weren't able to do that. And at the end of the day, I thought there were some untimely penalties. Got a touchdown came off the board, and some third downs became third and long. So disappointed, but we have no time to worry about it. Got a game here in another couple days.
Yep, couple of days. They sure do. Christmas Day against Washington. He talked about the defense, and the defense wasn't good in the first half, although I thought they played better in the second half. Remember the whole deal last week? We were talking about it, and Matt Eberflus moving up to the booth so he could get a better look at everything, which I think is kind of dumb, because if that was the case, why isn't he up there the whole time? I'm not sure. But Shotty was asked about the assessment of the defense against the Chargers.
Yeah, again, I want to watch the film. I think, we certainly didn't get the stops we needed to in the first half. I don't think we did a great job getting off the field on third down. They certainly ran the ball really well. I think that they were kind of, they were hurting us with the run. Herbert hurt us with his legs a little bit. But, again, like we talked about this week, what these guys ended up doing, certainly in the second half, and I think it started in the second quarter, but, they possessed the ball. And I think the time of possession was like 35-25. So, we have to help ourselves with not, having penalties on third down. We shot ourselves offensively in the foot on third down, and some third and manageables went to third and long. And they kind of were making us check it down underneath and rallying and tackling. So at the end of the day, we didn't play good enough to win in really any phase.
No, well, very true. I suppose you lose the game and you lose it handily. And the problem is, too, I mean, look, it shows a lot of the weaknesses the Cowboys have, especially defensively. I think offensively they're fine. Depending on what they do with George Pickens, if they franchise tag him or they sign him to an extension or whatever they're going to do, that offense ought to be pretty good for a couple more years at least. Then you got to figure out what you're going to do with Javonte Williams. Do you bring him back or do you go out and get somebody else? Or do you sign him to a contract? The guy's been pretty damn good this year. So what do you do with the offense? Not a lot of tweaks there. The offensive line, maybe. Look, they've gone out and they've tried to address that with number 1 draft picks here the last couple of years. Obviously not happening. Obviously, they shouldn't do that again. If I'm Shoddy, if I'm Jerry Jones, if I'm anybody with that Cowboys organization, I'm going all defense in the draft. Free agency, I'm going defense. They've got to have a pass rusher. They got to have somebody that can get some heat on a quarterback. They had none of that yesterday, despite the fact that the Chargers' offensive line banged up big time. Banged up big time. That's a problem. Secondly, I don't think Trayvon Diggs is going to be back next year. Although all the and I don't know how you figure this. I was at the game. You folks saw it on TV. Trayvon Diggs was getting scorched. Ladd McConkey was just all over him. Didn't do a good job at all, although Shoddy says that Trayvon did a pretty good job.
Yeah, again, I thought he had a really good week, in practice and prep and the way that he was working. And again, I want to see the film before I speak, to how he played or really any of those guys played. But, he did a good job this week.
Okay, well, I'm sure he did a good job this week, but he didn't do a good job on the field yesterday. It wasn't good. And look, I think Trayvon is done. We're talking about Trayvon Diggs. Got a big deal. He then was injured and has been for some time. Had a great season to get that big deal. And they paid him. Jerry paid him early. That's what everybody calls for Jerry to do. He did that, and well, it kind of bit him in the behind because Trayvon couldn't stay healthy. Again, I'm not blaming Trayvon for that. Those kind of things happen. Rehabbing from his injury. I mean, this started right at the beginning, and you'll remember this when he didn't come to the Star to rehab. He chose to stay in Miami. Jerry fined him $500,000. Well, that kind of started the rift, I think. And then once Micah Parsons was traded, I think Trayvon Diggs threw a temper tantrum. They're buddies. He didn't want him to go, but he's gone. And I think that affected a lot of things when it comes to Trayvon Diggs. And then you have the mysterious accident that Trayvon suffered a concussion. And nobody could figure out why. He did it at home. And nobody could figure out what happened. Jane Slater and the Washington Post finally unveiled the mystery. And I guess it makes a lot of sense. Apparently, Trayvon was trying to be a handyman. And he was trying to put up a television, I don't know what you call them, a holder that you attach to the roof so he could put his TV in there where it would hang from the ceiling. And I guess he didn't have it in there sturdy enough. And it fell and hit him on the head. And that's what caused his concussion. But now keep in mind, if that's true, and I have every reason to believe it is, if Jane is reporting it, she is solid as they get. But that concussion kept him out a long time. So I don't know if that's the full story. Maybe it's just part of the story. Who knows? But I just don't think Trayvon is long for the Dallas Cowboys. And quite frankly, I'm just not sure that they want to keep him. I'm not sure that I would want them to keep him. I don't know how you Cowboy fans feel out there, but I'm not sure I want Trayvon Diggs back. I mean, if he's not injured all the time, again, yesterday, he showed he's lacking a step, it seems like. I don't know. Trayvon's not long for this place. Dak Prescott is, though. And Dak Prescott, for all the criticism I give Dak Prescott, I have to say the guy is, I mean, he's a solid leader. He's a good dude. He really is, and everybody loves him. And it's because of answers like this, quite frankly, that I think is a big part of that. This guy just keeps it all real, and he really does. And you can tell that he loves the game of football. He was asked yesterday if it's going to be hard to continue to play despite nothing to play for.
Honestly, I guess it's different when you do this. And no, I'm not firing any shots. But I've said it over and over. This is our job. We're blessed. You know how hard we've worked and the sacrifices we've got to even get to this league, to get to this 10 years in for myself, to be healthy, to I said it to the team, I think it was Friday when we're breaking down, or Saturday, whenever. It's this game has given us so much. How could you cheat it? And so to answer, I don't know anything else. I'm not going to cheat this game. I'm going to give this game everything that I have, and that's just how my mind works. It's not I've got to flip back in or flip back, or I can turn it off. It's not the play. That's how you get hurt. That's how you go out there and embarrass yourself. That's how you lose a job. So for me, it's about preparing, staying true to the process, and staying true to how I play this game and prepared to play this game. And a lot of work has went into this, and I think Osa said it best, when he just broke down the team right there after the game of, we got 2 weeks left and nothing's promised in life, right? Our football careers damn sure aren't, so nothing in life is. Let's enjoy these 2 weeks, cherish these moments, these practices, these time together with the men and the brothers that we love and we've got an opportunity to play with. This team won't be the same next year, so let's enjoy this and give it our best.
That kind of an answer right there is just, I've got a great deal of respect for Dak Prescott. I'm still going to criticize him on the field when he does stupid things like throw interceptions and lose playoff games. But I have a lot of respect for him as a man, as a leader, as a teammate. And that's one reason why right there. The guy he's solid when it comes to that. We got to get out of here. We have football coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Indianapolis Colts and the San Francisco 49ers, thanks to our good friends at Flight by Yingling. And weird schedule for us. No Blitz tomorrow, no Morning Huddle tomorrow. We have college football on our air all day tomorrow. I'll be back with you, though, on Christmas Eve, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to being with you on Christmas Eve. Because we'll kind of celebrate Christmas, get our Christmas off to a good start. What do you say? Again, keep it right here, locked in to San Antonio Sports Star, the Blitz on 94.1. We'll see you Wednesday.